Well. Another Summer Game Fest and another year of absolutely no new news on the Iron Man game. It's been about 4 years since EA Motive has posted the announcement of their Iron Man game, and while I'm confident they can make a decent product, it seems we have some time on our hands to speculate what almost every great superhero game has. Alternative costumes, baby! Tony Stark has a variety of armor spanning from the movies, comics, other games, and whatever else you can name. You could argue it's kind of a core part of the character, so I think it'd be cool to go over everything that I personally believe should be in the game in a tier list. Me and my buddy, user Kier, have compiled a tier list of over 230 Iron Man suits, not just from the comics or the movies, but from literally anything you could possibly think of. I will admit, there are some suits we did not add when I made this video originally. The tier list has gone up to about 241 since we last made it yesterday, as of recording this. So suits like Iron Man Noir, Avengers Twilight, and some other suits that we would very much appreciate you guys telling us in the comments what we missed, unfortunately are not going to be in this video. But if you wanted our updated tier list, we might do a part 2 that's updated. That would be pretty cool. But if you would like to make your own tier list, not just for EA Motive's Iron Man game and the likelihood of them getting added, or you just want to make a tier list for Iron Man suits you just want to rank, the link is in the description down below. It took way longer than we could have hoped in order to compile all that. This part right here is not really scripted, so I'm kind of stammering my words because I really want it to get into the video. I will say, if you're intrigued on a certain category of suits you want us to cover, there will be time codes in the description and possibly showing up on the bar for you to skip to. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go right into the unprofessional portion of the video. Hello, this is me, and that's you say hi.
Hello.
So this is the tier list portion. We have not recorded the intro portion yet, so it's a little bit more professional. This is the non-professional bit. This is the dirty, gritty, where part where we rank everything on how likely it is to be in the game. As you can see here, I compiled 230 armors thanks to the help of my buddy Kier here. That rhymed. Haha, that was not intentional. There are 200. Yes. There are 230 armors spanning from the comics, from movies, from games, from variant covers, literally anything you can think of, we have gotten it, and we have put it in here. We might have missed some, but I think these are like the top 230 that we think are notable enough to be put on this list. If there are more, please let us know in the comments, if you would be so kind as to do so. And, yeah. Kier, do you have anything to say?
I think this is going to be a whole load of fun, so let's get to it.
Yes, okay. So, how do you want to start this? Do you think we should start with, like, the comics, the movies?
Okay, I'd say let's start with comics, because, you know, comics are what it all sprung from, so let's start with that real quick.
Okay, so we'll start here, and then end here. Yeah, I had a double check to make sure you put the makeshift armor in here.
Yeah, it is there. It's there. So starting where it all began, the Model 1, the very first gray suit.
I think this is pretty obvious of a pick, considering this is his first appearance, and a lot of superhero games usually have the character's first appearance costume in it, like the Batman games.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. But do you think it would be like kind of loosely inspired off of, or it is just gonna be like a 1-to-1 of the Model 1?
I think it would probably work if it was like just a modernized version, like how Iron Man VR did it, where it was pretty much the Mark 1, but a little bit more modernized to.
Or like Future Revolution, where like it is like the Model 1, but it has the MCU helmet.
Yeah,
but it's still very clearly comic. Yeah.
Same with how Rivals did it too, because they also pretty much kind of modernized. They didn't like entirely modernize it. It still looks pretty like cartoonishly proportioned, but it's still.
Yeah, but yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
Well, shit, now I feel bad.
No. It's good. It's good. Anyways, I'd say this would go in obvious then.
Yeah.
Obvious. Yeah. Now for
Now,
the gold variant of it,
okay.
let's.
This all depends on whether or not this game has the same system like Spider-Man 2, where you can have different variations of
Mhm.
color schemes on a skin, like maybe in like a pack of like 3 to 4, like how it is.
Oh, please
But
make it like 3 or 4 so I can have that dumb gold and red recolor of the Mark One. I beg.
oh my
That'd be
gosh,
so great.
yeah. Um,
uh,
if we're not gonna go, I think we should probably not go off whether or not they're gonna do that like color swap system.
yeah.
I don't know if this one's like pretty obvious or
I'd say put in maybe or something like that
yeah,
because
because
like the gold version always gets kind of skipped over in video games. So as much as it hurts me, but yeah, it's
yeah,
like a maybe or something like that.
I was definitely a little disappointed. Like, don't get me wrong, I prefer the gunmetal silver of the Model
Hmm.
One compared to the gold, but I was a little let down that they didn't put like a chroma style on the Mark One skin for Rivals. So I think
Yeah.
they could like EA could levity that issue by putting it in the game, but I think it probably would fit better in maybe because it's a pretty
Hmm.
slim chance.
Yeah. All right. Now we're on to the Model Two. There it is.
Yes, I think it's right here where my mouse is.
I love, by goodness, I love the Model 2. But I think that, okay, I think where this portion comes in, because Model 2, Model 3, Model 4, yes, they are different individually, but when you kind of clump them together, they're all relatively the same design idea. So, unfortunately, I think Model 4 would be the most obvious option because it's the Model 4. It's what everyone identifies as
It's the
classic
classic
Iron Man.
suit.
Yeah. So Model 3 and Model 2, that's where it kind of gets into like the category. I think Model 3 might just get looked over because of how like close it is to the Model 4. It's like, well, why would we put that in? Because Model 4 looks exactly like this one, just better. Um,
Hmm.
but Model 2, because of the fins, I don't know. I biased. I want to say it's obvious, but realistically speaking, I think it is in the maybe category.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the Model 3, I'm gonna put. I think that should go in meh because when was the last time you saw like a depiction of the Model 3 in like a media?
The only one that like really comes to mind is like that weird loose adaptation in Avengers Assemble where Tony got like reverted into a child and he had to like make a suit that would fit his like new body and it was like pretty reminiscent of that.
That was the Model
Uh,
2 because it had the fins.
yeah.
I remember the episode.
See,
Yeah,
and that's
Iron
another
Kid.
thing. The two like are kind of very similar in design. Like I'm
Mhm.
like struggling to like really.
I think because at the time, I think during that Tales of Suspense, which I did read, it's like they slowly started to like draw the fins much smaller to the point where there was no fins. To like where I think Mandarin's like third big appearance happened, where now it's a completely different looking helmet. And then they were just like, oh crap, we gotta like make a new suit or something, or I don't know. That's just kind of how
Yeah.
it went. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Weird. All right. Now, Model 5, which is the space armor. It is the one with the triangle on the chest. 5. I think
E-
this.
hmm.
mm,
I don't know about this one. I'm gonna be honest.
Um,
Not a lot of
he
people
used
talk
it.
about it,
Mhm.
honestly, and like it's very overshadowed by like spacesuits that have come after this.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think?
I think that's another one's gonna go in. I think that's another one's gonna go in meh because every time when I think of the space armor, I always think of like the Model 10, which is the space armor Mark II, or that one he wore in like the Guardians phase. So
Yes.
yeah, this one gets overshadowed heavily.
Hot take on that suit. I really
Mhm.
like that design. I know it is like kind of ugly on this like the color scheming and like the pattern of it, but I really like it. But I hate the MCU version they did where he just looks like he's wearing the Mark IV. That's atrocious,
Yeah.
but we'll get to that. Uh, sorry, side
You're
tangent.
not you're not too fond of that. Anyways, Model 6, which if I'm not mistaken is the original stealth armor. So it's
Yes.
that black one down there, right underneath
Ooh,
that
there
weird
he
looking
is.
gold
There
one.
he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay. I think I think it would be a missed opportunity to not include this because this is one of the easiest things. Now, don't get me wrong, there are like design elements that make it differentiated from the Model 4 because of that widow's peak that droops down a little bit longer, the more pointy shoulder pads. But I think it would be like a really easy um texture a retexture to do because it's black or blue depending on how you want to interpret it with like red lights or if it has lights at all if you want to do that. I
Mhm.
think I think I would want to put it in most likely, but realistically it might be like a maybe.
If it's like a
So
1-to-1 with like the stealth suit, then it would be like a maybe something like that. But if it was like a suit, oh, put in loosely inspired off of, because that's probably what they're gonna do. It's like it's a stealth suit, like they're probably gonna put a stealth suit with a somewhat similar color pattern,
that's true, yeah.
maybe helmet. So, I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's
true.
fair to put that in there. Yeah, yeah. All right, now is the big one, the Model 7 Silver Centurion.
You okay?
There,
Most likely, it's gonna be most likely. I don't know if it's
yeah,
gonna be
most likely.
obvious because some games like Rivals they obviously haven't added that. Same with the classic suit. I can say that. Uh, but Marvel's Avengers kind of copped out a little bit. They, from what I've understood, they've done. They just took the original texture of the illustrious suit. Give me a second. My mom is calling me.
While we're over here, real quick, I'd like to have a little moment to talk about the Silver Centurion. The original design of the Silver Centurion is pretty interesting because the comic that was teasing it at first originally had it with a yellow chest piece instead of the silver. So I like to have like a little theory that the Silver Centurion, at least in the books, was going to be red and gold at first until someone along the way said, "Hey, let's make it red and silver." Not only that, but the Silver Centurion was the first prominent Iron Man suit change, like a main armor change, which I think is pretty cool. Also, another fun fact: that was one of the first Iron Man comics I got. Was the debut of the Silver Centurion up against the Ironmonger. I forgot if it was Iron Man issue 200. If it is, cool. If it's not, then well, I guess I'm a larper. But yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
My
oh,
dog heard me
welcome
from
back.
outside. Anyways, so in Marvel's Avengers, from my understanding, from what I've seen, because I haven't got my hands on the model, I've got my hands on the illustrious skin, which is their, in my personal bias, a really bad interpretation of the classic suit, because from what I understand, they just retextured that skin, maybe did like a mesh edit on the torso to make it triangular, and like they didn't really make it look like Silver Centurion like all that much. They got the arc reactor shape right and the shoulder pads, but the helmet's not there. The Widow's Peak isn't as wide because that's what the Silver Centurion has, and like the illustrious suit, there's a lot of unnecessary of placements of the secondary color on certain aspects. So I think I don't think it's obvious like the Model One and the classic suit, but more than likely we might see that in the game.
Yeah, I agree on this. Um, it is kind of unfortunate though, because a lot of these more classic armors, like the two upwards to Centurion, kind of get in this weird boat of like, let's just slightly retool the Model 4 to kind of be like this other suit. When in reality, the details are different. They are different. It's just that it's an easier option just to like, let's already take the classic suit and just slightly tweak
See,
it.
that's
But
the
that's
problem with
just
like
how
a
it is.
lot of I I don't want to like generalize artists as a whole, but that's a problem with like a lot of people that draw Iron Man or do models for Iron Man is that they just think they're all like pretty similar. That's why you see a lot of like suits like the makeshift armor, the Model 42 and the Mark 40, not Mark 45, the Model 45. They all look like MCU suits because I think someone there is like, "Nah, the fans are stupid. They just think they all look the same." And that goes for the classic suits as well, where it's just like, no, everything. That'd be like if Spider-Man had his Insomniac lenses on something that was based off Steve Ditko's art for Spider-Man. Like, no, dude, like it's completely different.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I think
Um,
you got
back
anything
onto it.
else to say?
No, not really. Other than my friend Josh, he loves Silver Centurion, so that's all I got to say.
All right.
Anyways, Model 8. the original hydro, aquatic, deep sea, whatever suit you want to
Oh
call it.
yes, oh
Yeah,
yes,
that
this
one.
beauty.
I love it, but
Me too.
I don't know if it's gonna be in the game, man.
I don't know either, honestly. I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility. It is definitely the most iconic, second to like maybe Hammerhead, of like the aquatic Iron Man suits.
Hmm.
It could loosely be adapted in the game. It could
It
be,
could.
but at the same time, it there's definitely a possible um outcome of it like just being fully one to one adapted into the game.
Yeah, I'd say put in a maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels right for it. God, I love that. I love that suit. I wish they do more with
I'm planning
it.
on making a model of this. Whether or not it's with Fortnite assets, I have yet to pinpoint what I'm going to do with that. I usually have a plan for these things, so would be.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. All right, Model 9, Neo Classic.
Where is that son of a bitch at?
Iron Man's return. Oh, he's right next to the AI Tony. I see him down there.
There he is.
Yeah,
Okay,
there he is.
again, going back to what I say, where like some people are just no, not to be mean, stupid, and think they all look the same. I'm gonna put this in maybe, like personally,
Yeah.
because again, people are just like, oh, that's just a classic suit, but with more red on it, and it's like, no, you fucking jackass. Um, so
Honestly, what I'm kind of curious about is, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you
no,
there.
no, no, no. I was just gonna let you have the floor.
Oh yeah. What I'm kind of curious about to see what they're going to go with is what version of the Model 9, because there's two different versions. There's one with thicker boots and gauntlets, and there's the other with the more leaner boots and gauntlets. And I'm kind of curious to see if they did do this suit, which one would they do between those two designs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
but I would say put in maybe or something like that because it is down to that classic suit argument.
yeah.
All right, now we're on to the Model 10, the Space Armor version 2, which is where is he? He's next to War Machine,
Uh,
next to War Machine and Model 1 2020.
Model 1 2020. This one.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Okay.
No, 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 no. That's War Machine. That's not the Model 10. The Model 10 is right next to it.
Oh, this
Yep,
one.
that's it.
Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
that shows how forgettable it is.
Yeah, that's why
it,
I don't know if should we just put it in hell nah or meh.
I don't. I have a very bias towards this one because this suit was loosely adapted in the '90s cartoon, which we'll get to later on. I'm assuming. And I like that. I like the I like not triangle. It's not a triangle time. It's a square. I like the square chest piece. But because of how like it's kind of like under the radar it was, and you clearly showed it. It's just like I would put it in hell now because like
Yeah.
there's like other space suits too that they could put in, and that'd be more visually interesting than another red and gold suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Model 11, the War Machine armor.
Okay. This one is very much going to be based on whether or not you will play as Rhodey in the game. If they do something like what they did for the Arkham games, where it's like a DLC story or a bonus mode where you can play as Rhodey, then I don't see them adding. There wouldn't be a point. But they might do something like what they did in Marvel's Avengers, because this is the only War Machine armor, from my understanding, from the amount of suits we got on this list. This is the only War Machine suit other than Ultimate Avengers 2 that Tony wears. So that's
Besides that,
why.
like roided out version, like next to the original Sin. But you don't
Yeah,
really count that as a War Machine, would you? Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't honestly. But yeah, other than like those two, if you would count the Cold Iron as Marvel's Avengers nicknamed it, if
Yeah.
it's all very, again, like I said, based on whether or not Rhodey's playable. If Rhodey's not playable, I can see them adding this. But if he is, then it's, I don't know.
Yeah, there
What
wouldn't
do you
really be a
think?
point to add the. Like you said, if they add Rhodey, there wouldn't be really much of a point for Tony to have a War Machine armor. However, they don't add Rhodey and they do put a War Machine armor in. I hope, and I really do mean this, I hope they base it off of Tony's War Machine, because yes, there is a difference between Rhodey's War Machine and Tony's War Machine, and I'm tired of people getting it like sort of mixed up. Like it's like the same suit. It's not. So I put this in a meh tier because it really depends on if Rhodey's going to be playable.
Yes.
You know. Yes. All right. Model 12, one of my favorites. Little underrated. It's next to the Hulkbuster.
This one.
Yeah, that one. Yep. So.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
I think you should go first.
Okay. This is very overshadowed by the modular armor to where I do not think they would. Now, I will say a lot of people might recognize this suit because this is the design they used in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. Because that was of course the design they used. I don't know if they used that before or after the Iron Man show came out, or when the modular armor was even like really conceptualized when they were animating it. I'm gonna put it in meh personally because again, this gets overshadowed by the modular, and it's yeah, I don't know, I don't have much to say.
Yeah, I do agree with what you got to say because I always love to personally nickname this one the proto modular because it very clearly is the prototype to the modular suit. In the books, this was the armor that Tony had to wear, or not wear. He didn't wear it. He had a headset that connected to the suit, so he can remotely control it in his bed, which I think is really cool. But one of the biggest critiques is that he had put pain receptors in it. So good going, Tony. I put this honestly, as much as I love it, I'd have to put it in hell nah. Like I don't see
Really?
this one getting really much added. Yeah, because if they put the modular in, why would they put this one in? Because there's like too close.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to like completely kneecap it though, because I have a feel like you, for example. I know it has its fans, but at the same time, again, it gets overshadowed by the modular. So
Yeah, I'm not trying to be biased. I'm trying to be realistic here. So I would say it would realistically go in hell nah. Optimistically, it would be in meh. So
yeah,
yeah. Now we're on to the Model 13, the modular armor.
Dude, if it's not pretty obvious, it would be most likely. Because, like, dude,
Oh,
this is
definitely.
the suit you think of when you think of 90s Iron Man. It's all over the cartoons. He's in Marvel vs. Capcom from, like, the arcade days. They even brought the fucker back for Cosmic Invasion, which, I'll admit, the Cosmic Invasion suit does have a little bit of a distinct difference to the modular suit. Because it's a little bit more modernized. But the fundamentals are still there. This is the suit you think of when you think of 90s Iron Man, and a lot of people love it. A lot of people want this in Rivals. A lot of people wanted this in Marvel's Avengers when it was still running. And it would be remiss of Motive or EA, whoever the fuck is developing it, would cut this out. So I personally think most likely. I don't think it's obvious, but I think it's most likely.
I would agree with you on there that it would be most likely, because yeah, it is peak '90s Iron Man. You know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The Model 13 has the name modular, therefore Hulkbuster mode.
The very first Hulkbuster, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, very first Hulkbuster. This is a bit of a tricky one because I know we have more Hulkbusters on this list. Some are preferable, but with this being the first, I think, just me, I think this is going to be a suit that's loosely inspired off of. But that's also down to the fact of, are they going to put the Hulkbuster in this game? That's another thing.
Yeah,
like, are they going to put a heavier duty suit in the game?
Over the last decade, we've had two suits where you technically can use the Hulkbuster. Marvel's Avengers, that's the first one. That's one that I personally like immediately shoot to. And then now, at the time of recording this, Tokon has not come out yet, but in Iron Man's what looks like super like special move, he's using a Hulkbuster in that. And I think it'd be weird to have a Hulkbuster as an alternate skin if it's not going to be like a playable mechanic in the game. So it'd be weird for them to have just a casual, like, just Hulkbuster. Like, granted, this is probably the smallest Hulkbuster, because this was the first, and this was meant to, like, just fit on the modular armor. But it's still a Hulkbuster, nonetheless. So,
Yeah.
I kind of agree with the loosely based off thing. Like, they could totally do that, but at the same time, like, Again, this is tangent on whether or not the Hulkbuster is a playable mechanic, like the games I just mentioned prior.
Hmm.
So I think
I
maybe
agree.
meh, honestly.
Yeah, I would say meh as well. All right, now going to the one that I'm excited for because my favorite color is blue. The Model 14, which is the first Arctic armor. I do love this thing. I have a soft spot for it. However, it is literally the suit appeared in like 2 pages, a couple panels, and that's it. And you didn't really get a good look at it. So I think for some variety they might do a blue suit, but I don't think they're gonna like exactly adapt this. So I would like to say it's probably gonna be loosely inspired off of more than like it's gonna be in, you know?
Yeah, if again, going back to what I said earlier about like chroma edits or whatever, like Insomniacs, I could totally see them just like making a reskin for the Silver Centurion and just making that blue instead of red, which would be
Hmm.
cop out because these are completely different designs, but they are very similar. I admit, and they could loosely do this. They could, but at the same time, with how niche it is, I'd put it in like either meh or hell nah.
I'd say meh. I'm gonna give it a chance because you never know. They might put a blue suit in that's blue and silver.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Now we're on to the Model 15, a suit that I don't know jack about. I think
Which
that's the one next to Model 1 2021, I believe. Let me check real quick. Let me just make sure. Let me fact check. Yes, Model 15 is the one next to yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
low key, I don't know. I don't remember the suit honestly.
He like I think this was the one that he wore just before like because I don't know 90s Iron Man comics. I'm gonna say that right now. I haven't got to that period yet.
Oh,
I
is
am
this
60s up until 80s. This
you
he
mu-
got this like right after the modular, so I know that
was this during the crossing?
it might have been during the crossing.
Okay. If they really wanted to like go for like Iron Man's whole history, I could like see it being loosely inspired off of it, but at the same time, it's between these two again.
Yeah. Well, with how close it is, because like looking at it, it is really close to the classic suit. It's like I don't know, man.
I think meh would be a good place to put it.
And honestly, actually, me personally, I think hell nah because of how
Really?
really yeah, how close it is to classic Iron Man. So, mm. All right, Model 16, aka the Renaissance armor, which is the one next to Model 1 2020. We'll get to that one later. That
This
one.
the most recent appearance of the suit was in Marvel's Avengers under the retro name. A lot of people associate this suit with one of the best runs of the character by Kurt Busiek. And the armor's not my favorite, but I still like it. It's a nice design. It's a simple design, but also it's a neat little reinvention of it. If it was able to make its way into Marvel's Avengers, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility of it coming back in Motive's Iron Man. But at the same time, like I don't think it'd be loosely based off of it, and I don't think it's like completely meant. I think it's more like maybe, like it's like a maybe suit.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Also, something that I'd like to say, two things actually. One, I got this figure as a gift from my mother. Thank you, Mom. And two, one of my favorite cosplayers who did make the suit into an actual cosplay, he said it's like if the Model 2 got like an upgrade, which I kind of agree with because it has the fins, you know,
Yeah.
the vent mouth kind of makes a return. Like you know, I like this one. I think it's good, and I do agree with the maybe or something like that.
Mhm.
So that's good. All right, let's see here. Model 17. Let's see which one is that. It is okay. Gotta look at it. It is that one next. It's okay. So we're still going off of the 2020. So that one.
Yeah, this one.
I don't know this suit. I don't know
I
what
I
the
don't
heck
remember
that
the
is.
suit at all. Hell no.
Yeah,
Honestly.
hell no. Yeah. Same with the Model 18, which is like I think the next one. Like I don't even know what that one is.
Again, they could do like a lazy bum move and just make it a recolor of Silver Centurion or the Arctic suit because it's very similar in design, but hell no.
Model 19 is yeah that one. I don't know.
Meh.
I don't know that one.
I don't
I'd say
really.
hell nah, man. Like this was like the period of Iron Man suits that like got completely glossed over. Like I don't remember these ones. I can't remember if they're connected to anything. I might have to do some more research, but I don't know.
Yeah, let's just do hell no.
All right, now Model 20, the Tin Man. This guy.
This is the precursor to
I
Pentagon, right?
Yes, it is. I like this one. It's a part of I think what was it? It was like a run. Not a run, but it was like a part of a run. I don't know what they're called. I just read comics for fun here. But it was a part of like this story that I really liked, where Iron Man went back in time to like a medieval era, and he was doing medieval shit, which I love, man. I love when stories will do that. So I have like a sort of fondness on this one. Um, but because it is like the precursor to a very popular suit that we will get to, I man, I would unfortunately have to put it in like meh.
Yeah, I would agree. It gets way too overshadowed by an upcoming suit we're about to talk about, the Pentagon armor. Which actually, that's a discussion of its own on the Pentagon, but we'll get to that in a minute. And actually,
Yes,
there's like
indeed.
two designs that are pretty similar to like Pentagon, not counting Extremis. Again, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I'd put it
Yes.
in meh.
All right. So now the Model 21, which is that silver and pink looking dude right
The
there.
If I'm not mistaken, this is codenamed the Panther Buster, right?
Is it?
Let's do a quick Google search.
Uh, let's do yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Well, for me, what I found is like it's the plastic ghost armor. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's another name for it. Yeah. Let's just
Yeah, yeah,
let's just go Plastic Ghost. Just go
yeah.
with that.
Plastic ghost sounds good.
It'd
Very
be
unique looking.
cool. It'd be cool, but at the same time, it's very similar in design to another suit we're gonna get to later. Um, from modern comics, I don't think know much about it, Kieran. So I'd say like
Honestly,
either loosely or maybe.
honestly, I don't know, man. I might put this one in meh. I have not much to say about this guy.
I don't either because I haven't read the book this comes from, but yeah, let's just put it in meh because
All right.
it's very niche.
All right,
Now
next, Model 22, the Thor Buster.
this,
This would be kind of fun.
yes, it would, but it also again, it's very big, like almost the same size as the modular Hulkbuster, almost maybe a little taller.
Mhm.
Um, it'd be cool to see this added, but it's kind of falling into the realm of the bulk of the Hulkbuster, and it's tinged on whether or not that would be like a playable thing in the game, and you can like customize it. I would like to see this like loosely adapted, but at the same time, it could just be like a skin of its own, like how Thor had that one Destroyer skin in Marvel's Avengers, which is my
Yeah,
favorite skin for Thor in the game, by the way, because it looks cool.
pretty far.
So, what do you think?
Um, I would say loosely inspired off of, because I think
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, on the off chance that they do, it would probably be scaled down. And I have a feeling with how modern designs would be, they're probably going to put a little more red on it, because it is a like the legs and the arms are just purely gold. So I can definitely see them or someone going and be like, "Ooh, let me just sprinkle a little red real quick," you know? It's kind of how it is.
That's my only complaint with the suit. Like, I like the fully gold arms and legs, but I wouldn't mind if like the hands or the elbow to hands and the knees down, like something. If it looked like a mix between a destroyer and the classic suit, like I would not be opposed to it looking like that if they just fixed the design or updated
Oh
at,
no,
at all. Personally,
I second this. I agree. All right. Now for the model. Oops, I opened the wrong tab. the, the model 23. I got nothing on this one. This one looks ugly as hell. Like I'm not gonna lie.
hell no.
Like this one. Yeah, hell no. All right. Okay, now we're getting to something kind of spicy. The Model 24.
I think it's either the Model 20 or the Model 24. I have a figure of. I don't remember which one has the figure in Marvel Legends line.
Hasbro mislabeled that figure. It is the Model 24, but they labeled it as the Model 20 for some reason. It's not the
Mm.
Model 20, it's the 24. And this is it. This is that design. This is during that really awkward era of like, are we doing the Pentagon or are we doing this suit? Which is like, it's really weird. So
Mm,
I'd say meh
yeah, honestly,
because it's gonna get overshadowed by our next topic,
the
the
Pentagon armor.
Model 25, the Pentagon.
Yes.
This one,
Now,
whew,
this one, okay. Slight side tangent. It is a very, 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 very common misconception that this suit and Extremis are the same thing. And I cannot stress this enough, they are not. And there's a very key difference. One is bulky and one is slim. In the Extremis comic, which is, one of the appearances of the Pentagon armor, Tony specifically mentions the fact, I used to be able to fit this in a suitcase. And then later in the book, I think either issue 5 or 6, there's one of the two, he gets the actual Extremis armor. Now, the reason it's called the Extremis armor is because he has his own modified version of the Extremis serum in his body, which allows him to not only communicate with his suit, like basically with his mind, but also just technology in general. He becomes a technopath. And he has a healing factor and like all these other abilities I won't get into, but it's a laundry list of stuff. This is the Pentagon armor. That's Extremis. This one over here. So, personally, I grew up with a suit. I grew up with a lot of Scott Johnson's art for Iron Man. I had posters as a kid. I had toys that had that as like the branding for Iron Man. I would love to see this.
Do you remember the Marvel superheroes Burger King toys? And that was the Iron Man. I remember it had like a little like
Yes,
rolling
dude.
gimmick on it.
I had a McDonald's toy where you're just like perpetually flying. It was so peak. But
Oh yeah.
I would love to see this in the game because I have a lot of nostalgic value to it. But at the same time, this may or may not be overshadowed by the actual Extremis armor. So I'd say like maybe for this.
I would second this because I'm born in a similar time frame. This was the armor that I associated with my childhood, with Marvel merchandising, especially with Scott Johnson's artwork. Oh, by God, his artwork is amazing. But it's like, unfortunately, he would maybe be overshadowed if they do put Extremis in this, or they do what like some people would do for some reason, which is like kind of merge the two together, which is like,
Yeah, that's whack.
it is whack. All right, model 26, and that is. Hold on. Yeah, it's that guy right there. That's model 26.
What do you think?
I don't know. Got nothing to say about this one.
Neither. Hell no.
Hell no.
um.
All right. Model 27 is the one with the big steppa, the big boots, the big red boots. Iron Man
space
did
armor?
it before it was a trend. I don't know if it is. Let me check.
Honestly, this just looks like a bulkier version of the classic suit with like a mix with the Pentagon helmet. Yeah. Hell no. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Hell no. Sorry, bud. You want to make the cut? Okay. What's next? So, model 28. I think this is also another one of those hell no ones.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we're about to have a bunch of hell no's in a sec.
Yeah, we definitely are. There's more to come, honestly, I think.
After the 29, which is the big guns himself, the Extremis.
Obvious. That's very obvious. They would be severely disappointing people by not adding this in the game because it is honestly the most popular version of Iron Man with a triangle arc reactor. I know it's like completely a triangle. I know it's like kind of a diamond shape at the top. But this is the triangle Iron Man suit and a very popular suit for him. And they would be absolutely remiss. Marvel's Avengers almost had this in the game. And granted, it didn't look one-to-one with it. It had little design changes that I didn't really agree with. But it was still really neat. And I would have loved to see that in the game. And I want to see it in Rivals as well. And Tokon, since they're adding the classic suit in that game. And it's so obvious to put this in there. Like...
Not only that, but this was one of like the most revolutionary pieces of Iron Man. Like, yes, the Pentagon, as great as that suit is, I think it was truly the Extremis that really did push that more sleeker, more kind of like machine jet kind of look for, like, you know what I mean, like an aircraft, like a military
jet.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This was it. This was the birth of like the modern era of Iron Man suits to come. Yeah.
Not to
So
mention, it was designed by the glorious goat, Addy Granoff, if I'm not mistaken.
I had to get
So,
off.
and we will be seeing a lot of his creations in this list later down the line. But it's very obvious, I think, that Extremis should be added into Miyamoto's Iron Man.
I agree. I second this. All right. Next is the Model 30. This looks like a bum version of Avengers Twilight. I'm not gonna lie. It's an all red
Let me
suit
look at
with
this.
like yellow lights. Yeah, look at this.
Oh, I forgot to add in Avengers Twilight to the tier list.
Oh, dang it. Oh
But
well.
it's very similar in design to the classic suit, I will
Yeah,
say. So
it
if it was
is.
on this, it'd be in like maybe or meh.
Yeah.
Uh,
This one, however,
I'd say meh, honestly.
yeah. All right. Let's see what's next. The Model 31. Now, here's something funny about this one. It showed me like two different versions of this. It showed me like the book, like I guess the book version, but also like a cover where it looks more like Addy Gridoff's like Hulkbuster, which I'm very confused on. Is this supposed to be it or is this not it? Because it's on both Marvel database, so it's like kind of confusing.
Yeah. Hmm.
You did put the Addy Gridoff Hulkbuster cover on here, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I
good.
think.
So
Uh, no, I did not. I don't think I did.
fart. Okay. Well, let's just say if that one was there, then it'd be again, depending on if it's in the game or not, the Hulkbuster. I'd say that would be high. The Adigradoff one. This one, however, I was gonna put in meh.
Yeah.
Same with the suit after the Model 32, which just looks like a more refined version of it.
Yeah.
Meh.
Oh my god, this thing. This thing.
Oh, obviously, you gotta put it in obviously now.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, put it.
Nah, for real though, it's a hell no. It's a fucking hell
Hell
no.
no. All right, Model 34. God, this one looks really generic
What?
too.
I gotta see it in full. Yeah,
That's
this
it.
just looks like a less cool version of Extremis. It doesn't have any eye. It doesn't have any lights at all. It looks just like. Hell no. Just hell no.
Yeah, I don't know. Model 35, which is another scuba suit, except this time instead of it being gold, it's red. And I like the red, but compared to the gold, I don't know. I think this is another meh. The
Yeah.
gold's more iconic. The gold stands out more.
Yeah.
All right,
It's charming.
the Model 36 is the Hulkbuster suit he used against Hulk, and I believe Planet Hulk, World War Hulk.
World
Which
War
one?
Hulk. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, World War
I
Hulk.
would like to see this in the game because this is one of my favorite designs for the Hulkbuster, and it's from one of my favorite arcs for Iron Man, which is Director of Shield. And Director of Shield directly ties, no pun intended, into World War Hulk, where he fights the Hulk, does a really nice speech, and then gets his ass handed to him. So I would like to see this, but again, what we've been saying for all the previous Hulkbusters, it's very tangent on whether or not the Hulkbuster is a playable thing in the game. So I could see it in either one of these three categories here.
I can agree. I think it'd be honestly, I'm willing to give it a benefit of doubt and put it in loosely inspired off of.
Yeah.
Just the benefit of a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're on to the 37, which is the Bleeding Edge armor.
This unfortunately had a really bad recolor of the. Well, it's not really technically a recolor of the Stark Tech suit from Marvel's Avengers, but it was not a good adaptation of that. Midnight Suns wiped the floor with them with that, albeit it's in a game style I don't particularly like. I've played it, and I don't like card games, but that is not tangent on whether or not that's a bad game or not. Form your own opinion on that. But I like this suit. I'm not too keen on like some of the gold placements, but I like that he kicked Magneto's ass in this thing because it's made of carbon nanotubes, which is not technically metal. I would say it's most likely going to be added, considering it's probably the first nanotech suit Iron Man made. Well, I don't know if it is the first. I feel like there has been others because Extremis got close with like the nano undersuit thing that would just come out of his
Nano
pores.
machine, son.
Nanomachines, but I would say most likely. I don't think it's obvious, but I'd say most likely.
I would agree. Around the time that I started getting consciousness and like reading functions, these at least this design of Iron Man was present in comics at the time. So I'd say yeah, most likely it'd be really cool.
Mhm.
Now we're getting to your baby, the Model
Oh,
37
can I go on a spiel?
Iron Destroyer. Oh
Can I go
yes,
on a
you
spiel?
can. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
fun little fact. I had no idea this thing was called the Iron Destroyer until I looked up on the wiki for like the suit, and then it pointed me to the direct page and panel he says this at, and I still call it by instinct the Fear itself Iron Man, but I know the suit's called Iron Destroyer. This is probably my favorite, not just gimmick suit, but Iron Man suit of all time. I love this. I don't know if anyone here who has followed my profiles anywhere for a while now, but in my bio, I make it very obvious I'm a really big fan of heavy metal. It is my favorite genre of music. My favorite band of all time is Tool. I love like bands like Ministry and Static X, on occasion Slipknot, but like I love metal, and this is probably the most metal Iron Man suit ever. And Marvel's Avengers did this suit perfectly. It is my favorite design for Iron Man in that game. It is so perfect. I would love to see this in the game. I want to put it in most likely, but at the same time, this suit has only been brought back in video games for Marvel's Avengers and a mobile game being Future Revolution. So I do not know if this could make the cut, unfortunately. I would love to see this in the game. It is very cool. It's one of his strongest suits. It's actually an add-on to the Bleeding Edge armor. We counted it as separate because, it's technically a separate suit, but it's an add-on to the Bleeding Edge armor. So,
Oh,
it's,
I'd say that's really fair. Um, with Bleeding, not with Bleeding Edge, but with the Fear itself, with how much recognition it's been getting, because I know the thing did get a Fear itself
I
skin in
know, I
Rivals,
know.
and Spider-Man, in his PS4 game, unfortunately not in like Spider-Man 2, he did also have a Fear itself suit. So I'm not saying that it's out of the realm of possibility that they wouldn't add this, but there is a good chance they could because it seems like that's a story that some of these companies would like to take designs off of. And Iron Man, I would kind of argue that he's the poster boy for Fear itself. I mean, come on now, you look at Fear itself, and what's the first thing you see? You see that suit. I'd say it is like a very high, maybe or something like that, and a very like middle ground, most likely. So I'd put it in either or. It's like a really hard thing, you know?
Uh, yeah, I'd put it like, yeah, let's put it here. But on the off chance, I wanna go ahead and go on a little side thingy. On the very, 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 I cannot stress, very slight chance that NetEase or any other game developer out there watching this, if this even makes over 100 views, which I doubt, um, you would be making me the happiest little camper in the world, and I would gladly pay however much money it would take to wear this in a game, in Rivals, in Tokon, in this game. Motive is hopefully still developing on. I would love to see this. I love this so much.
It's a great suit. Also, he said that this is the most metal Iron Man suit, but all of them are metal. Come on now, JT.
Boy, he got spikes on
I'm
it. He
sorry.
has like
I'm sorry.
orange fire and stuff because it was made in a forge. So
It is really good. I love it.
it's so cool.
All right. After that cool thing, we got the Model 38, which this looks like something out of Subnautica, bro. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah, the
lie.
Phoenix
This looks
Buster.
like a prawn suit. I
Again,
don't know about it.
uh,
I'll say that.
I had a poster of this as a kid, and I thought it was very unique and different. And I like this, but I do not like AVX. I think it's a terribly written event, and I think it character assassinated not just my goat, Iron Man, but also a lot of other characters I like. And although I liked the suit, it did cause more harm than good in that book. And this is, again, tangent on whether or not the Hulkbuster is a playable thing in the game. So I would put this in, like, loosely or meh.
I would say meh, more likely.
Okay, yeah.
All right, now we're getting to one that I, for some reason, had a fond love for as a kid because of the 3 and 3/4 inch Marvel Universe line, the Iron Man Model 39 suit.
This
I
was in
think this is a
Fortnite.
very yes, it was. I think it's a very unique looking suit, and I think it'd be really cool to have in a game to kind of give a little more variety, so it's not entirely just like reds and golds or silvers. Like this suit, you know, this suit's like very Tron to me. You know what I mean with like
Yeah, this
the
is
the suit and the lights and whatnot.
very slight tangent. I make avatars on VRChat. That's how I've amassed my knowledge on 3D art and like models and textures and all the whole shebang. And one of my earlier versions of like a mix between Iron Man in the grid from Tron, I used the textures for the Model 39 variant of the Iron Man skin from Fortnite to make an armored version of it. It's since been gone. Like I don't have the files or the assets for it anymore. I could totally remake it, but um I like this a lot. It's very unique. It's very nice to look at. If I'm not mistaken, I think Rhodey used this thing more than Tony did in Fractions Run, if I'm not mistaken. But I'd like to see this.
I'd like to see
So
it too.
I think
Um,
maybe like a
I think
maybe.
definitely a maybe. I agree with that. Yeah. All right, now we're next to the Model 40, which
What does that look like?
uh, look it up and you're gonna see. Ta-da!
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I like that it kind of looks like a race car, almost like a souped up race car.
It's like a funny car.
Yeah. I mean,
Right, but I'd say that's another hell no. Being
I'd say meh,
honest,
honestly. It's cool, but
yeah.
this is what in hell no, honestly.
And then we got the Model 41, which is another like design.
Yeah, it's like a weird pseudo mix between Bleeding Edge and Pentagon, which like but with like a missile strapped to his back or something that looks like a big space engine.
Yeah,
I'd say
I think that's
probably
another just
I'd say
meh.
meh.
Yeah, I agree. Meh. All right, now for the Model
Ooh.
42. I think this is the Marvel Now suit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
All
this is
right,
the suit that
JT.
appeared in Marvel Now and was unfortunately first conceptualized as just a reskin of the Mark IV from the MCU that is lazy and stupid. I want this thing to be properly looking like how it does in every other piece of media that's drawn by someone who doesn't just use the MCU as a point of reference for their art. I would say most likely. I don't think obvious because I'm gonna be honest. If I hope if they do add this, it's not just a shitty recolor like what they did in Rivals or something that just doesn't look like it at all, like what they did in Marvel's Avengers. But I'd say most likely, honestly, they would add this. It's the
I
most
agree.
iconic black and gold Iron Man suit.
You were very quick to the punch there. Yeah, I put it in most likely too. I had a toy of this too. I had a toy of the Model 42, but it
it's
was just a recolored Mark IV.
I would love to have a figure of this like properly adapted. It's one of my favorite reinventions of Iron Man. I know some people have like their own like personal favorite reinventions, like the Ultimate Armor or EMH or like what. This is my favorite reinvention of Iron Man's suit is the Model 42 because I'm a big uh fan of black and gold, mainly gold because I think it's prestigious and that's partially why I like Iron Man's color palette because red's my favorite color and having red lights with the black and gold, it looks really nice. And it's
It's a good
unfortunate that
contrast.
people. Yes, it's a very good contrast, and I absolutely do not like it when it's drawn red, gold, and blue because with that design of the armor, it does not work with that paint. So yes,
Now we're on to the Model 43, which is, I believe, another stealth suit. If I'm not
yes,
mistaken, I think did Rhodey ever wear this one or no?
I don't think he did. I remember Tony using this in the Gillian run where he camouflaged himself and then used holograms to make himself look like a guard. He was trying to break into a facility. This is cool. I really like this suit. I think it might be a maybe or a loosely based off of. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Its last game appearance was Future Revolution, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility of it making its way into another video game, honestly.
I'd say this is more your take because I don't know too much about modern Iron Man stuff, so I don't know too much about this. So yeah,
I I'd say maybe just because it's my personal favorite stealth armor because it looks really nice. It gets the job done. It's very, very useful for espionage. So I'd say maybe.
espionage. Now we're on to the Model 44, which is this black and gold Hulkbuster-esque looking suit, like a roided out version of
I
the
I I
42.
I feel like a broken record saying this, but again, this is very tangent on whether or not the Hulkbuster is a playable thing in the game. So
I think for whenever we do have another Hulkbuster-esque suit, we just got to put it in, so those categories,
should
kind
we
of
just
like a
like make
meh.
a separate tier for Hulkbusters?
Yes, please. Let's just make a separate tier for Hulkbuster.
Okay. Womp.
All right, that's obviously top. Second, that one, that one. Don't forget the Phoenix. There you go. There you go.
Oh shit, that was the wrong one.
Oh, yep.
Am I missing
There it is.
one?
Okay. No, we shouldn't be. Oh, Thorbuster, technically, if you want
Oh yeah. Shit, where is that?
to. That's next and loosely inspired off of. Loosely inspired off of.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Okay, that's
Boy, we
Q&A.
really don't got much loosely inspired
Yeah.
inspired off of.
Mm-mm.
Just the stealth suit. All right, maybe the next one will be. Let's see. Okay. Let's not focus on that one first because that's not the actual 45. Let's go to the actual 45, which is the Guardian spacesuit.
I would okay. Going back to what I was talking about earlier with this, I really like this suit. It's the suit and its design. I know not a lot of people like it, and I totally get it. It's a very controversial look for Iron Man. I think it looks better when it's not drawn like the Mark IV, but it would be cool to see this because it's his best space armor, in my opinion. He's able to go into deep. It's codenamed the Deep Space Armor for a reason because he was able to hang out with the Guardians of the Galaxy in deep space with this thing on, and it's really cool. I love this suit. It's so awesome. So I'd say
I
like
also had toy this, and I really enjoyed it. So I'd say maybe or something like that.
yeah.
Now that frumpy dumpty looking thing, I don't know
Hell
what the
no.
hell that is.
Yeah, hell
Hell
no.
no. We got the Model 46, which is that one with like the guns on it. I don't know.
This looks like some weird. I doubt you've played Armored Core, have you?
No, I have not.
In the game Armored Core 6, there's a attachment you can put on both your shoulders that acts as like snipers, kind of, and it's very precision based. Like you don't have to aim; it locks on and then it shoots, but does a lot of damage. I kind of like it for that, but at the same time, what is this helmet? What is this helmet? Honestly, I
Yeah,
I'd say like hell
that
no.
probably.
Honestly,
Yeah, probably hell no. And we got that one next to it, which is the what is this
I
one?
imagine the
I
47.
think 47. Yeah, 47.
Hell no.
Yeah, probably another hell no. Sorry, I'm getting a text real quick, but let's continue. 48. That is the what I mentioned before, like a sort of beefed out
Yeah,
looking
the suit he wears
Hulkbuster.
when he kills a bunch of dark elves or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is a really cool skin that was adapted in Marvel's Avengers, codenamed Cold Iron. I would again love to see this, but it's not like it's very cool, but I'm not like hooping and hollering and like praying to the Lord like I am with Fear itself. So I'd say like maybe or loosely based off of like this look because I like the big predator claws he has on it and like the bulk of it. But
I do like it too. It is a this is another one of those like metal looking Iron Men, being
oh yeah,
honest. I'd say yeah, loosely inspired off of. All right. Oh, original Sin armor. Okay, okay. We're getting to the Model 49. Original Sin.
this is
Very
very
close.
overshadowed. English. This is very overshadowed by the Model 42. Unfortunately, the Model 42 is its cooler older brother. So
It's the mean. It's like you got Daniel and then you got Cooler Dan, the Cooler Daniel. You know what I mean?
exactly. So I'd say like meh or hell no. More meh honestly.
More meh. Yeah.
I still like it. Okay,
Now, Model 50, the superior armor.
this is a very popular suit. It's a suit I really like. It's a suit a lot of people really like. And I think,
A lot of
okay,
LARPers.
yes, a lot of LARPers because I have some friends and some people that are pretty new into Iron Man books that say this is their favorite variation of Tony, but that's just because they like evil people. I like the suit because it's alive technically, and I think Rivals had a pretty missed opportunity on adding like a red light chroma or like having it tied to the gameplay whenever you fire a pulse or the lights temporarily go red because I don't think you really see the suit go into like full combat mode or like aggression mode with the blue lights because the red lights are supposed to signify that he's in combat mode. It'd be really neat if the game like had that as like either an edit style or like a part of the gameplay. I think this is a most likely pick. I don't think it's very obvious, but I'd say most likely this will be added in because this is a very popular suit. It's a very cool suit, and I like it a lot. What do you think?
I agree. Uh, I like it. I just hope they don't I hope they don't make it white like Marvel Legends, and B, I hope they don't make it gray like Rivals.
And
So I just hope it. I
and
hope it is
B,
the silver.
take a pre-existing suit and make it look like shit. So like Avengers. So
Yeah.
I will say
All right.
another side tangent. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a not very liked game. I personally think its gameplay is better than 3, but I think 3 is a better game. They gave us the most biblically accurate 3D model of superior Iron Man ever, and I cannot thank them more than that. Thank you, Capcom devs. And also thank you,
Of course.
Tocon devs, for giving us a biblically accurate classic Iron Man model soon to come out in Tocon when this video is being recorded. So I would love to see
Hopefully.
MSM again.
Yes, indeed. All right. Next, Model 51, the Prime armor.
Okay, okay, I have some personal ties to the suit. When I was first getting into Iron Man comics, the first Iron Man book I read was the first couple of issues of Bendis's Invincible Iron Man run. Um, I like this design. I think it's a very unique reinvention of Iron Man. I know it's not my particular favorite, but it's very simple, and I think it would look a lot better if Tony was a little bit more buff. Because unfortunately, around this time was when artists in Marvel started depicting Tony as more skinny and lean, and I'm not a fan of that. I think Tony should be buff because during a time he was about on par with Captain America in terms of size, and I think the suit would benefit a lot more if there was more mass on Tony with this. I think it would be most likely, but I don't think it's obvious because I know a lot of people don't really like the suit, and that's understandable. But I have a personal connection to this, because it was the first Iron Man suit I really read when I was first getting into Iron Man comics as a kid, and I just like its functionality. And I think if I had to pick a suit to wear IRL, it'd be this because it's very customizable and it's very very useful in many different situations. So, and also it has
It's
really
like
cool modes like stealth and samurai.
the modular suit. Like it's very modular what it can do with its capabilities, and I think it'd be really fun to see in the game. Another thing too is that there already, from what we've seen from our first and only look at this game, it's Iron Man already looks loosely inspired off of this one.
Yes,
So
yes, it does.
that,
Mainly because of the arc reactor and the helmet shape, but it
mhm.
does have more armory like aesthetics to it. Like you can tell it actually has plating, whereas opposed to this, it was like scales and it was skin tight.
Yeah,
So
but
before
I
we
do agree that
proceed on, I gotta get me some water. So yap about this all you want. I will be right back.
all right, seems like we're at a really fair point in this little tier that we got going on. Um, This has been fun. I like this. Getting to talk about Iron Man suits, histories, and stories that came with it. Like I said before, I am not very well equipped with modern stories and modern interpretations of Iron Man. I I have only read Tales of Suspense throughout the 60s and then the Iron Man annuals throughout the 70s, and then I'm at the 80s currently. Um, I think I'm just getting to Armor Wars, and I'm enjoying that read. But a lot of the other stuff I do like to read as well is like kind of like modern of stories like Iron Man. I think it's called Iron Age, where it's like taking stories from Tales of Suspense, kind of, and it's like kind of cleaning it up, making it a little more easy to put in like a timeline type of sense. I do like that one. I love Iron Man Enter the Mandarin, where it's taking the Tales of Suspense stories of Iron Man's first encounter with the
Oh, is
Mandarin
he yapping?
and making hi and just making it into like a more cleaner, coherent story. But yeah, that's what I gotta say.
All right. Are we ready to
Sorry.
continue? No, you're good, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I'm ready. You know what I'm ready for? 2 more Hulkbuster suits to add to the.
Oh yeah, one of them is just the MCU design, so we are not gonna include it. But this one from Civil War II, I hate this. This is the stupidest thing he could have worn into battle. This is codenamed the Captain Marvel Buster by some fans, and this is stupid. I hate it. I don't want this. This one, I'll go ahead and just throw it up on the list because it's technically just the MCU Hulkbuster. Actually, I should probably put the MCU Hulkbuster already up in there. So yeah.
What about the other one? There's another MCU Hulkbuster.
Oh, there is. Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
one from
that
Infinity
one.
War. That one too.
Okay, but JT, this one from the comics, it could turn to a car.
Well, whoop-de-doo. I hope. Okay, this is another discussion. That's actually, it would be cool if it could do that in the game. It's like how Insomniac has it. Each suit has like their own like abilities tied to them.
Mhm.
It'd be really cool if like again, if the Hulkbuster is a playable item, it could turn into a car, and then you could just hit people with it, like just run them over. Welcome back to Crazy Taxi.
All right. Model 55, which
What does that look like?
it's that.
Uh, hell no.
Yeah, hell no.
Yeah.
All right, Model 56. It looks
Ooh.
very similar to a suit that I really do like that's going to appear later on. But honestly, I'd also put this in hell nah too, man.
Yeah. I'd say more meh because I kind of like this one more than the one you're talking about. But then again,
do you like this one more?
Wait, hold on.
No, this is not the 64.
Yeah, hell no. And then we get the Fing Fang Food Buster again.
Yeah, Hulkbuster. We got the Model 58, which is like a very lean version of a scuba suit, which is like
It's meant for microscopic travels, like sort of like Ant-Man. Actually, I think this is a robot that Tony pilots. I don't think he's in it. I think this is more like a suit he mentally pilots. Still hell nah, but you know, it was neat.
Then we got the Model 59, which
hell no. No, I'd say meh. I like this design. I like it has a circle arc reactor, but it's overshadowed by the one we're gonna get to in a minute.
Yeah. Oh, but the Model 60, the freaking
the scooter
Vespa armor, dude. The Vespa. Oh, heck yeah,
I would
dude.
love to see this in the game. It's tied to a pretty underrated Iron Man book, I think. It's the book that made me like the Tony Jan ship, where he's in a relationship with Janet, because Janet Van Dyne is my favorite partner for Tony romantically, and I'd like this just as like a little wink and nod to it, but I think it's very unlikely. It's either going to be loosely based off of it, or it's just going to be meh.
I think it's going to be meh.
Yeah.
All right, 61 Godbuster, or let's just get Celestial Buster. I don't know what the Godbuster. Just put it in Hulkbusters.
If they were to be size accurate with this thing, there is no way that they're gonna fit that in gameplay unless they just do.
No, totally.
If they did like how they did Fin Fang Foom in Lego Marvel's Avengers, where if you hold Y, you just become a kaiju, that'd be kind of cool. But we don't know how the map design is. I think they teetered on making it open world. I don't know, but then again, this might fit in the Hulkbusters category.
Yeah. All right, Model 62.
Let me rename.
I don't know what this one is.
62.
Yeah.
62. I think this is another scuba armor.
Very lean looking. I'm getting a lot of. Dare I say I'm getting a lot of like Mark 6 MCU vibes.
I'd say this is like a mix between the Mark 7 and maybe a little bit of Extremis, I'd say. I'd say meh on it because like it's not bad,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
not
doubt
bad.
we'd see it in the game at all.
All right. 63. What the hell is even
The
the suit?
God Killer, I think it's what it's called, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check on the wiki. God Buster, because I think the gold one's God Killer. This one's the God Buster. I would like to see this in the game. I think they could totally make this as like just a wearable suit, not like a Hulk Buster, but like a actual wearable thing. I like this design, but I doubt it because I don't know if they could even get like the weight painting or like the model to like work properly because of how much stuff is on it. It's a really rad design. I love it, but I don't know. It might be loosely based off it, honestly.
This one is really crazy looking. I'll say that. All right, now loosely inspired off of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Model 64. Oh baby, I like this one.
This has its own dedicated Lego minifigure that I really wish I had. I like this design a lot. I like that it had. I think it does the black color scheme better than the Mysterium armor, which we're gonna get into soon. But I don't know if this is popular enough to really warrant it. So I'd say like maybe you're loosely inspired off of.
I would say loosely inspired off of.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Model 65. What is that one?
This is where Ultron fuses Tony to his suit and he becomes a big homunculus. I don't know if that's like immediately. Oh yeah, this is what he looks like when he's fused to it.
Ugh.
Because there's two versions. There's this one where he's fused to it, and then this one where he just looks like a big red and gold gorilla. Okay,
So dare we put this in Hulkbuster?
yeah, let's put this in the Busters category. I renamed it to Busters because
Ah,
they're
just call it busting. Never
yeah,
mind.
let's
Don't do
do
it. Don't
that.
do that.
No,
No,
we're doing
come
busting.
on. And you made it white.
That was a while ago, buddy.
All right, all right,
um,
all right. Model 66, the ice suit.
the the ice oh, what was it called? Ice Age
Oh, I
Man.
shouldn't
That was the
call it.
name. Ice
Yeah,
Age
Ice
Man.
Age.
I would like to see this because I think it's really cool and just goes to show that
Really
Tony's
cool.
creativity and ingenuity knows no bounds to where if you put him in the fucking Ice Age, he will find a way to get out of it and something he can wear. I would like to see this, but I highly doubt they will make something um like it because it's just looks like a snow version of the Model 1. So I'd say like loosely inspired off of honestly.
It's a meh, being honest, man. I'm sorry.
Really? Really,
Yeah.
it'd be so funny though, like hitting people with ice
If,
picks and like
yeah, you know what also be funny? Like how you mentioned the like special ability thing. He uses Unibeam, the suit melts. And you have to use
that would
something
see
else.
that would be so funny though. That'd be so funny to have.
The one life suit.
It's just like
That's
depletes
awful.
after one repulsor blast. You get like a millisecond of
Okay.
flight out of it. You
We'll,
just
we'll
drop and it
we'll
breaks.
we'll give you the loosely inspired off
Thank
of.
you.
How's that
Thank you.
sound?
Thank you. Okay.
Model 67. Oh god.
Do we want to
Oh
go
no.
for this one or this one? Because these are pretty much introduced at the same time.
Let's go with 67 because it's a little more popular because it is the
Okay.
2020 suit. And then we'll move on to the Model 1 2020 or Mark 1
Okay.
2020. All right. So, 67 Iron Man.
This is the suit Arno uses, which I know is technically cheating because this is meant for strictly armors for Tony, but it's still technically labeled under the same model uh rule as like all of Tony's other suits. I'd like to see this. I really am a big fan of the Iron Man 2020 design, but I wouldn't shed a tear if it didn't make its way in. So I'd say like here or here.
I would say something loosely inspired off of, being honest.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now, the Mark 1 for the 2020.
Okay. I like this design. I'm not really a big fan of how it was what it's tied to in the book it comes from. but I like this design. But I highly doubt this will be added because it's very similar to. It just looks like a modernized version of the Model 1, so I'd say meh.
Yeah, it's him as well. All right, now we're on to the Model 68, which is the holographic looking one.
This is very ironic because this is. If this was his main suit for a while, which it's obviously, we know, with the benefit of hindsight, it's not because he put his brother in a coma with it. It would be really nice to see this. I like this design. I like its uses. I like a lot of things about it, but I doubt it. It would be a very unique skin to have in the game. So I'd say like loosely inspired off of, honestly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Now we have Model 69, which I have nothing to really say about. It looks kind of generic.
This one's weird. Let me pull it up in full. Ah, it's not bad. It's not
I don't really
bad.
care.
I just
I
don't
don't.
care for
I don't.
it.
I was gonna say I don't really care for the gold going up the faceplate off. Just put that back on, bro. That does not look good.
It looks a little. The helmet shape looks something akin to the Ultimate Armor. Like, I know that is gonna sound like an insult to you because you love that suit, but
Yeah.
I put it in meh or hell no.
Yeah. Yeah, probably hell no, because the next suit we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Model 70.
Oh, this is gonna be really tricky. The Model 70, from my understanding, was in the context of the book this first appears in, which is Cantwell's Iron Man run from the actual year 2020, not like the namesake of the book that came prior. This suit was made to be a modernized version of the original, like, Model 4 classic Iron Man. I know some people that find it very meh. My personal complaint with it is that there's too much red on the backside that makes him look like he has big red iron cheeks. But I like it.
Cheeks now, man.
I would like to see this. Maybe they don't have to make it all nice and clean and painted looking. They could give it the scuffed paint he has in the Duggan run during Invincible Iron Man. But I would like to see this. But I highly doubt it, considering that it's very, very close to how the classic suit looks. What would you say?
Would you say loosely inspired off of?
I would. Yeah. I would say that.
Because I do like the Model 70. I think it is I think for what it does, it's a well job for a modernized version of the classic suit. But going off of like kind of what other games are doing and some speculations, like we don't know if this is gonna like the designs are gonna be like 1-to-1 or just gonna be like kind of modernized for the take,
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, it'd be nice to have them be 1-to-1. Like, pretty 1-to-1. I know it's not going to be 1-to-1, but it'd be nice to have them at least close to it. But please, EA Motive, do what Guardians of the Galaxy did. The Guardians of the Galaxy game by Eidos Montreal. Please do what they did for the alternate skins in that and credit its first appearance, who made them, all that. Please, please do that. More games need to do that. Rivals almost got there by saying what the skins like first appeared in. That was cool. But it'd be really nice if we had a little bit more credit to the people that actually designed these and drew these. So,
I do agree with this. All right, we got another Hulkbuster one.
Yep, going in here. Now the Model 72, the Mysterium
armor.
This is a very nice suit. I like it a lot. I don't much care for the faceplate of it, but it's still nice. I think most likely because it's very talked about recently. It's very overpowered. It's nice design. I think, what was it, the Model 64? You said Model 64, the one you like a lot?
Yeah, 64. Yeah.
I think that one did the black on the body better, but I still really like this. I say most likely.
Yeah, I agree with this because it is pretty talked about recently. I've seen some people yap about it.
Mm-hmm. It's also very highly tied to the X-Men as well. I know a lot of people like the X-Men. Sentinel Buster? Yeah,
yeah. All right, now your baby.
Oh, buddy, 74. this is my bread and butter here. Oh, this suit alone is why I want this game to rip off Insomniac with like abilities being tied to suits. because oh my goodness, it would be so cool to have it where your melee gets replaced by just swinging the repulsor. The repulsor alone is why I want this in the game, because it is so cool. I know some people don't like this, but shut up. It's cool. It is another extremely metal Iron Man suit, because he's swinging what looks to be his own version of a Buster Sword from Final Fantasy, just swinging that thing around. And not to mention, it's just really nice, too. Julius Ota, I love you. This is a very nicely designed suit. I would love to see this in the game. I would love to see this in Rivals. Like, this is probably my second most wanted Iron Man suit in Rivals, right behind Fear itself, because it is so cool. And I will say, I also have a really personal tie to this suit as well, because the writer for the book, Spencer Ackerman, I'm gonna kind of self-glaze myself here. I'm not trying to sound like a pompous, like arrogant prick. He follows me on Twitter. He follows me on Twitter. He has seen almost every variation of my 3D model. That was what you guys can see the. I've credit who made the original or what games I used to make the model of the improvised armor. So I'll link that, or you could also follow me on Twitter. But he has seen every variation of this. He's followed me because of it. He's commented on it, and he also recognized me from a Reddit MA from the Iron Man subreddit. And he is personally why I have a huge connection to this, because I really liked his run on Iron Man. It had some flaws to it, like everything does, but I think it's very closely tied to my heart, and I still am seething at the fact that I still blame Marvel and One World Under Doom and the sales of the book for why it got cut short of 10 issues. Also, fuck you, Josh, for the whole Repulsor debacle. It is not there until I see it. I would personally say, like, just out of bias, I would really want to put in most likely. But realistically, I think it may be, like the Fear itself, a maybe or loosely inspired off of. Because I know a lot of people mistake this for just being like a steampunk Iron Man suit, and it is not made with like wires or anything technological, because the context of the book required him to not use anything with technology because of magic shenanigans. But anyways, Kieran, what do you think?
I can't say much like you have because I have not read the run. I've only seen this suit a couple times, and I can say I do love the design of it. I love makeshift armors. My favorite suit from Marvel's Avengers is the makeshift suit. So this improvised suit, it's right up my alley, man. I would say I would put this in maybe or something like that because I have high hopes for this. It is a fairly recent suit as well from the books, and like you said, if they do rip off Insomniac with like the abilities thing, the Repulse Sword would be awesome to see.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my take.
And
now we have the
upgraded version.
Go ahead.
I Okay. I'm going to get into kind of spoiler territory for the book, but it's going to explain why this is a clunkier version, because this is technically the same suit, but just added on. So in the context of the book, Tony tries to get the Mysterium armor to block out any magic attacks, which is why all of his suits are short-circuiting and why he got injured. Because the Mysterium armor has properties that negate magic. And Justin Hammer's daughter, Justine Hammer, who's alive and well for some reason, takes it and makes it into a big hulking ironmonger, naming it just the Ironmonger suit. Tony takes it back in this little pendant thing and he puts it on his suit, and it sort of corrupts his mind a little bit, and he just calls it the Ironmonger, like, essentially. And I wouldn't be sad to see this not included, but I'd still like to see it included. I'm very iffy. I'd say like meh, because I think the first version of the improvised armor is a lot better, but I still really like this. So
I agree with that. All right, now we're on to the newest
we're on to
one.
the recent ones from Joshua Williamson's run, designed by Carmen Carnero. This is very MCU based, and It's okay. I would not shed a tear if this did not get added. I'd say meh for Carmen's design, personally. So it's
Yeah.
I think not dissing on Carmen's art. I think Ryan Stegman does the suit a lot more justice and makes it a lot more visually interesting. But I'd still put it in meh.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Now we have this one. I think isn't this a
The
bike? The
Yes, it's a
67?
hover bike, and same
Not
thing.
67, 78, 70, 76. Whoops.
Yes. Again, meh. If again we do armored abilities and you could like turn it into a bike and just hit people with it, that'd be funny. But at the same time, it's kind of meh. So, but I think that is. Oh wait, no, we still have some that are from the
Yeah.
main canon that have not been labeled. So let's go ahead and get
Yes.
these done. Should we start with
All
AI,
right.
Tony?
Yeah, start with AI, Tony.
I'd say most likely because AI Tony is a very popular thing that Marvel does in games, like in Realm of Champions, Marvel's Avengers. I think Future Revolution, if I'm not mistaken. It's a very popular idea that Tony uploads his consciousness into an Iron Man suit and it becomes like an AI Tony. Actually, Superior Iron Man fought an AI Tony, and it was pretty neat.
I think I think it was in the Model 2 armor, right?
Yes, it was that. But like a lot of depictions are mainly put in like the classic suit, and I would say either maybe or more than likely. I lean more towards more than likely because it's a pretty easy thing to do. Just replace the head with just a
With a,
hologram.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, yeah. All right, now we're on to Model CE1, which is better known as the Prometheum armor from
From Heroes
Heroes Reborn.
Reborn. Okay, hot take. I know a lot of people like to hate on this suit. I like this design. I think it's very cool. I like all the wires and all like the pipe looking thingies all over him. It's unique and it's cool. I'm not sad about how it looks in Marvel's Avengers. I think it did a pretty okay job adapting it. But I would like to see this in the game because I personally like it, but more than likely it's either going to be loosely inspired or just maybe or meh, honestly, depending on who reacts to this.
I'd honestly say loosely inspired off of.
You know?
All right, now we have the God armor. I
The
don't really know the
Cosmic
name of this
God
one.
Iron Man. Uh so this is one of the few things I think I actually like from Cantwell's run. That run is notoriously hated for a myriad of things, but it had a lot of neat ideas, and one of them being Tony becoming a bearer of the power of Cosmic and becoming of God. And I like this design. Uh, it's very cool. I would like to see this in the game because of how unique it is. So I would say either loosely inspired off of maybe one of these two.
I'd say loosely inspired off of. I like how it's pink. That was kind of cool.
Yes, I like that he also has lips. I think that makes sense for like a suit that is basically his body if he wills
Very
it being his
freaky.
form.
All right, Iron Man, Mystic enhancement or whatever you want to call this one. A very medieval, very knightly armor. I think this will be fun to have.
Wait, is this
Excuse me.
the one I'm hovering my mouse over? Is this the Excalibur?
Uh, on the page it said like let me look it up again. So from the Iron Man wiki, this is the Mystic armor. First appeared in Marvel Universe comic yada yada yada. Events of Iron Man: Legacy of Doom. It was created when Iron Man's neoclassic armor was briefly fused with Excalibur.
I would like
So
to see
yeah,
this because it's very reminiscent of like what He-Man looks like. So I would put it in like based off of, or
yeah, loosely
maybe
inspired off of. Yeah, I agree with loosely inspired off of because I think that'd be fun. It's a night skin. Give Iron Man a night skin. Ooh,
yeah.
Model Null. Okay,
Yes, this needs more recognition. The only video game this has ever appeared in was Marvel Future Fight, and that is criminal because this is a very cool suit. It's not the best stealth suit, I don't think. If I'm not mistaken, can this thing phase through objects?
I believe so. I thought I saw panels of it doing that.
Yeah. It was introduced in the Duggan run. Had a little bit more screen time in Jed McKay's Avengers, but I'd say maybe. or loosely inspired
I
off of again.
I would also say maybe.
Hmm. It's very
All right,
unique because I
now we're
like the
getting
green
in.
lights.
I do like the green lights. I love the color of that one. Now we're getting on to the fun ones that I had fun researching, which is the unknown models. So these are the suits that were used, I'm assuming, like once or twice, maybe in a book, and like they weren't really given numbers. So what we're going off of is just the names. So this first one, obviously, it's a Hulkbuster, but I do want to take a moment to talk about this because this was the
What's the
first of the rabbit hole that I got on.
what's
Huh?
the
What?
name? What's the name of it?
The name is the subterranean armor.
Oh,
Now, I like this one because, as you can see over there, it is clearly inspired off of the original 2008 Iron Man toy line, and I think that's a lot of fun because I didn't have that toy in specific, but I had the quote unquote Hulkbuster, which used the same mold, and it was a lot of fun to play with as a kid, and this was a lot of fun to see, and I think it's really cool looking. I think it's very unique. I like gimmicks. This is clearly a gimmick thing or a gimmick suit, but unfortunately, because it is large. It's a very large suit. I would put it in the Hulkbuster category.
yeah. I like that. It kind
Yeah,
of reminds me of like a brown version of Shockwave from Transformers.
I do. The next one right there is the Dragon Slayer armor.
This is where he fights
It's interesting.
Carnage.
Is it? Oh, I think I saw. I think I saw something like that briefly on Pinterest. So
I like this. I think it'd be really neat to see it. I think the what Marvel's Avengers codenamed the Magic Modifier, which is what I'm gonna be calling it. I think that one is my favorite version of like Iron Man as a knight, but I would not be opposed to see this. So I'd say like loosely inspired off of, honestly.
all right, and the next one is the Anti-Magneto armor.
Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me anti-Magneto suit.
I do not remember this.
uh hell
Uh,
no.
nah. Yeah, nah. Definitely nah.
Yeah, we already got
All right,
Bleeding
yeah,
Edge. I think we're good. Hey,
yeah.
LeBron, Bleeding Edge is here. You can go. And then we have Iron Man's suit from the Crossing.
Yeah, the retro armor, as it's dubbed.
Meh or hell no. Call it.
Uh, nah, just
Yeah.
hell nah. Next is one that I know you like. This is
Okay.
called the Explorer armor, and I'll let you talk about it.
Okay. This comes from a mini story from the last issue of Cantwell's Iron Man run, which is funnily enough the best issue, not just because it ends, but because I think it's the best written. This is from a short. I actually own the issue physically. But this comes from a short story where Tony goes to uh Jotunheim, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it has two modes. The white one where it's like not heated, and then the one where it's very reminiscent of Fear itself, where it is heated. I think this is a nice. If I had to like describe it, it's like Fear itself light. It's like if you wanted just a traditional Iron Man suit, but you didn't want to commit to spikes everywhere. I would like to see this in the game if we couldn't get Fear itself, or even Rivals, just like any game, honestly. But I'd say like either loosely inspired off of personally. So
Fear itself is going to be in it, so I would say yeah, loosely.
mm,
All right, next is what's known as the aircraft armor.
Buster.
Yeah, Buster.
Yeah. I also go
After
and put Celestial Hulkbuster in busting too. Forgot to do that.
next we have the Shogun armor.
Okay. I have been on an Iron Man Samurai kick for a while because Rivals added the Iron Samurai as like their own original take. There have been like fan art of Iron Man as a samurai, but that's like the first technical official piece of media where he's a samurai, other than Future Revolution. Um, I'd like to see this. I will say, it's very inspired off the Model 70 a little bit. I'd like to see this if we had to get a Samurai Iron Man, but I'd say like loosely inspired personally. Yeah.
Now here's one that my friends were talking me about the temporal armor.
Let me look this up. Temporal. What the fuck is this?
That's what I said.
Wiki.
Let's look at it real quick.
Oh, this is from Iron Man Kiss and Kill. Isn't this just like Extremis? Like this is literally just Extremis.
But blue.
Yeah, with blue lights. I'd say.
Why did they classify this as like a different suit?
Yeah, why? I've read Kiss and Kill. I like Kiss and Kill. Go read Kiss and Kill. It's really fun. It's like a 2-story in one comic where he goes on a side adventure with Black Widow and another adventure with Wolverine. It's really nice. But I'd say hell nah, because this is just Extremis but with blue lights.
Although I do know that you voiced this before with me. You did not really particularly care when the eye lights are yellow on an Iron Man helmet.
Okay. Side tangent. I have a really big nitpick with a lot of suits. Mainly with people trying to like put lights on the classic armor, where they put lights. Actually, I'll pull it up on screen right now. I have a really ick for when suits use same color, like the lights are yellow on a gold faceplate and it just bleeds in and it looks so stupid. I do not like that. Extremis is the exception because he has like a black border around his eyes, whereas like this, it just bleeds into it. So if there's not like anything separating it, then it's just kind of it gives me the ick, but yeah.
Armor. Okay.
Yes, this was another spacesuit. This looks very bulky. I could see this being a Hulkbuster. This is from Iron Man issue 5, if I'm not mistaken. So, I'd have to put this in Busters if you agree with that.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And last but not least, for at least 616 continuity, I believe, if I could say that, we have the model YT1.
Hell no.
Hell no.
I don't even remember the suit, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
With that, that is every suit from the main 616 continuity of Marvel Comics Iron Man suits. From here on out, everything's going to be something from either the movies or games or variant covers, just anything that, or just different realities. Do you want to go ahead and just get all the comic stuff knocked off the list?
Firstly, yeah, let's get that done. And after we get done with that, I would like to grab something to eat real quick because I'm getting a little hungry.
Okay.
All right. So let's do comic stuff. So where do you want to start?
Ultimate.
Let's do Ultimate. Let's do it.
Want to go ahead and get the OG Ultimate out of the way?
Yes.
Where are all his Ultimate suits? Is it just these 3?
Those are the 3 that I put because I didn't feel like putting all the other ones. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Because let's face it, anything else in the Ultimate Universe, that does not fucking matter. It really doesn't. So let's start with original Ultimates 2005. Also nicknamed the Iron Tick Armor, which I kind of find funny. That one.
This one?
Do love the Ultimate. Yeah, that's him. I do love the Ultimate Armor. I know my buddy here, JT, does not care for it. In fact, I think he hates it. I do not care about his opinion. Your opinion means nothing to me because I still love this thing.
Get your praises out of the way because I'm gonna tear into it here in a second.
I know. I do love the bulkiness of it, and because this is an alternate universe, I do like how they were trying to take a different creativity and different take on Iron Man, especially because the Ultimates was trying to be, quotation here, realistic. So I can believe that this would be a realistic like suit of armor that someone could make in real life because it's not perfect. It's definitely clunky. Very, I want to say prototype-esque, which I like about it. I love the shapes, and I do love the colors of it. That's another thing I know not a lot of people like, but I do love the gunmetal gray, the red, the gold. I think it's really neat looking, and it is one of my... It's not my favorite, but it's definitely one of my favorite alternate looks on Iron Man. All right, now rip apart my heart.
Okay, I hate this thing. I see this thing everywhere, and I don't know why people like it. It looks like a big giant metal turtle. His head's too fat and poofy. I don't like the over excessive amounts of silver. I think the one that did that better was the Mark 46, which its color palette was based off that. I don't like that the arc reactor is an
You mean
oval.
47? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
Yes,
46 was
that
Civil
one.
War, 47 was Homecoming. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're
Sorry.
good. I'm gonna destroy you with my laser beams from my eyes because I do not like this.
No.
It is not the worst Iron Man design, but it is second to that for me. I hate this thing. I would personally put it in Hell Nah, but I know a lot of people like this, so I would say maybe.
I would say maybe as well, or loosely inspired off of. That's just my thing.
Just
But
maybe, because a lot of people do like it, unfortunately.
well, not
So
unfortunately, because there are worse, and we're gonna get into that right now, hopefully. Which
yeah,
is the Ultimates 2.
which made its
Fuck
way into
this
Marvel's
thing.
Avengers. Why? Don't know. I want to put this in Hell Nah. Do you want to put it in Hell Nah?
Put it in the Ultimates 2 tier because it's that bad.
Okay.
Just make a new one. The arc reactor, too low on the chest. The helmet shape, fucking weird looking already. The eye shape, it looks like more of like a Cyberman or C-3PO than an actual Iron Man suit. Which I know, like JT here said that even the Ultimate suit had a more squished face, but it looks like Iron Man to a degree. Like it still has Iron Man's like sort of facial structure there, or like the design there. This doesn't, man, and it just I hated this one. I really don't like it, especially because I love the Ultimate so much. But something I love more than the Ultimate Iron Man armor, Iron Lad, at least Ultimate Iron Lad.
Yes, I would love to see this. I have made it pretty apparent on my social media accounts. I do not like the oversaturation of red and silver Iron Man designs because I think it hinders fan creation and makes it kind of almost the same because a lot of people make really cool looking designs, and I don't mean to be cynical, but you gotta differentiate it, man. Do not like it's more of a rarity to see someone's fan design for Iron Man be red and gold than it is silver. I don't know how, but I do not like the oversaturation. It's mainly the Silver Centurion's fault and why I think it's personally kind of overrated. I still like it, but this is kind of the exception because it's again another unfortunately oversaturated fan idea for an AU Iron Man. It's a younger Tony, and he's not Iron Man technically because his dad was Iron Man during this continuity, and I think it works. I really like it. I would put this in personally, loosely inspired, or maybe
I
hope
would say
at most likely.
I would say maybe something like that, or most likely, like you said. Yeah.
I'll put it in maybe just to be safe.
All right, now a lot of these ones, a lot of the ones that we just put on the list were the ones that I researched. Now, some of these that I think JT is going to talk about, I don't know much about. So, JT, you're going to mainly take the front wheel, and you're going to be educating both me and the viewers. So, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get the variant cover ones out of the way first. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna pull up the Iron Man by Design book that a lot of these variant cover suits come from because I really like some of these. This first one is Da Vinci by Gerald Perel. Where's that here? Where's that? I really like this design. It's a very good steampunk looking Iron Man suit. It'd be really neat to see this. A lot of these variant covers, I will say, I highly doubt will be added because not a lot of people know these variants. But it would still be nice to see this. I think this design does what Ultimate Iron Man 2 unfortunately squandered at, which is making the big circle bug eyes look nice because it's steampunk, so it kind of fits the aesthetic a little bit and helps complement it a little bit. So I would personally put the Da Vinci in loosely inspired off of because of the idea of it being steampunk.
But eyes way better. Ooh, got a little Rocketeer over here.
Yes, this one is called Art Deco by Mike Del Mundo. I hope I pronounced that right. A lot of these I might be butchering the names of. I'm so sorry. I would like to see Art Deco. It is very inspired off of Pentagon and the MCU a little bit, but I would like to see an Art Deco based Iron Man. So I'd say loosely inspired off of. Next up we have World War II. This is just Extremis in a funny hat. I would put it in Hell Nah, but because of the funny hat, I would put it in loosely inspired off of. So we're gonna put it there. Next up, we have the Tesla, which again, this is a very steampunk-esque suit. I think the improvised armor from Spencer Ackerman's run did the idea a little bit better in design and function. So I'd say like meh, but it would be nice to see something because it's very akin to Iron Man Noir, which unfortunately we forgot to add on to here too. That would be loosely inspired off of, or maybe as well if it was here. Um, I'd say meh, honestly. Um, this was Tesla was also made by Mike Dillman, though. I will say, and World War II was by Joe Kubert. Forgot to say that. Oops. Then we have the medieval design by Marco. I am not going to even try to pronounce that. This is cool. I like this. I again think that the Magic Modified did Iron Man as a medieval knight a lot better, but it would still be really nice to see this in some capacity. So I would, wherever it is, I could have sworn I put it. Yep, right there. I'd say loosely inspired off of. Next we have Caveman by Christian Nauk. Christian. Caveman by Christian. Again, this kind of goes into the argument with Ice Age Man, where I would like to see it be or like loosely inspired off of, so I'd put it there. It would be nice to see like a prehistoric Iron Man, like, be adapted in some way, because I think that looks nice. Next we have Cowboy, by Ronnie Del Carmen. There's another suit later down in the variant covers that I want to discuss that I think does the cowboy stick a little bit better. But the idea is there for a cowboy-based Iron Man to be used because it looks cool. So I'd say loosely inspired. Next we have World War II Aviation by Bill Priesing. Again, I doubt this would be added, but I'd say, again, a lot of these are probably going to be put loosely inspired off of, but it'd be nice to see that. Like engine, like fighter jet from World War II be adapted, because I really like how this looks.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the old Marvel X Transformers toy series. I don't know if you remember that, but there was Iron Man was obviously a big part of it, and there was a couple of the toys that were jets, and it has a very similar look to this right here, and I like that. It was very cool. Just my little add-in, just to say that I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. And this one right here is Ancient Rome by Gabriel. I don't know how to pronounce this. So I'm very sorry.
Gabriel Delato?
Yeah, you said it. This is Ancient Rome by him. Again, I don't particularly care for like the design of it, but I think again it'd be nice to see something loosely based off that aesthetic. Next we have a 50s automotive by Dave Taylor. I'm not too crazy on this design, but it would be something to put food into thought for as like an alternate thing, because I think the idea is there, but the execution of that
Fallout-esque, and I do like that. Whoa.
Next we have World War One by Nick Len. This is very rad and cool. I would like to see this in the game again. It's going to be very loosely inspired off of. And then here's one. Here's my favorite of the Iron Man by Designs covers. The Pinball Machine by Greg Horn. I would love to see this. I highly doubt it'll be added, but it would be really nice to be inspired off of it.
Very Lightning McQueen-esque. Chow.
Next we have Ancient Egypt, designed by our boy Adi Granov.
Adi Granov, I love you, Adi
Vengeance of the Moon Knight. It would be really nice to see this in Adi Granov. Love him to death. It'd be really nice to see something akin to that in the game. And then next is my favorite iteration of a cowboy-based Iron Man, which is Monster Hunter by Fred Jeanette. I think that's how you say it. Again, I might be butchering that. I think in either Rivals or any other video game, I think we're overdue for like a design of a cowboy Iron Man in some capacity. I would want to put this in maybe, but
You're really
again,
close with
but
Rivals.
I think loose inspired off of would be neat. Next we have Atlantean by Greg Horn again. Um, again, loosely inspired off of. It's a very neat design.
That's kind of groovy looking. Ah, I like that one. That was good.
Yeah, this one's pretty
This
funny.
guy,
Yeah, this is funny.
Clockwork. I love that. Send that to me later.
Okay. Next we have Viking by Isad Ribik. Again, might be butchering that. I think this is the last of the variant covers. I've listed here. Again, would be really nice to see something akin to a Viking. It's again, unfortunately, in execution, I'm not too crazy about it, but it'd still be really nice to see. So yeah, that is all
Now that
the
you got
variant
the
covers now. I know like most of them, actually, no, all of, yeah, most of them were put in loosely inspired off of. Well, that's because I'd like to see the general idea of these be adapted and not just the EA mode of Iron Man game, but just in a game in general. So
agreed. A lot of these are very creative, very unique, and very goofy designs. Which I'll say this: I don't think would hurt to have. You got to have some of them goofy looking ones. As you talk about this next section, I will be muted and AFK because I'm gonna go get food. So I'm gonna let you do your thing. Okay.
okay, Iron Man Crash. It is very funky, has a very funky art style. I kind of skimmed over it just for this video because I knew of its existence. From what I could tell, it looked very Tron inspired on the visuals. I'd like to see something inspired off of it, but I don't see it like getting fully adapted. I don't think. I like the gun on it. Then next we have Darkhold Iron Man. I would say maybe because Darkhold Iron Man is very popular for people that are fans of horror and Iron Man. It's very popular, and it unfortunately overshadows my favorite horror Iron Man comic, which is Iron Man Rapture, which is more than one issue, so it one-ups it by that. It has a nice ending, but I could see Darkhold Iron Man getting added, and I'd like to see the variant cover version of Darkhold Iron Man because I think this design looks a lot cooler than the model one, but with skin and guts pouring out of the suit. Um, so I'd say like loosely inspired off of it, honestly. All right, next, we have Iron Man's suit in Iron Man Rapture. This is not technically Tony. It's an AI that takes over his brain and locks him away in like a weird vault. I'd like to see this, but it's unfortunately very similar to the design of Pentagon Mark 6 and I'm trying to think of the other suit. Extremis. Yeah, that was the one. So I'd say like meh, but it is a nice suit. I mainly want it to be added because of that faceplate and how complicated it is when it moves. It's really nice. I'd like to see that. Right. Now we have this Iron Man Tech-On suit. It's very Gundam inspired, kind of like how Tokon has Iron Man's design, and that being very Gundam based. I'd like to see this like just a Gundam Iron Man, but I doubt it'll be actually added like, specifically. I know there's like a figure of it, but I'd say loosely inspired off of. Next we have the Transformer Buster. We're gonna put this in the Buster category. I would like to see this, but it is very big.
I'll be back. I don't know if my mic's working or not, but I'm back. What's up?
Yo, we went
Yep.
over the horror ones like Darkhold Iron Man, Tech-On Iron Man, Transformer Buster, Rapture Iron Man, and Iron Man Crash. That was it.
Sweet. Good. All right. Where are we at now?
We are currently at games and shows and movies right now. Oh wait. There's one more comic one I think that's still left here that I want to just kind of briefly go over. Well, kind of two. The Iron
Oh,
Lantern, I highly doubt will be put in the game because it's so heavily tied to DC. but it would be nice to see like a green and gold Iron Man that's sort of reminiscent of it. So I'd say like loosely inspired off.
Iron Lantern is badass. I do love Iron Lantern.
Yes. And then we have
Read
the
Iron Lantern.
uh it's kind of up in the air what this suit is. Um some people call it the new classics. It's what you see on more modern Iron Man merch nowadays. It would be nice to see this just to round out Iron Man's whole history, but I would not be sad to see it. So I'd say meh.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all the comic suits now, if I'm not mistaken. Let me do a quick skim. Oh, Iron Hammer. Maybe because its only game appearance I think is Future Fight. I think that's criminal. I like the design of it. The helmet's definitely based off of Ultimate Iron Man, but it'd still be neat to see. So I'd say like maybe Iron Hammer. Yeah. Now I think that is every comic Iron Man suit.
Now here's
Out
the
of the
fun
way.
part.
Yes.
What should we do next?
Let's save the MCU for last, I think, because that is going to be the second biggest thing we're going to tackle. So let's save the MCU one for last.
I agree.
Armored Adventures.
The Armored Adventures Mark 1 suit. Very nostalgic.
Yes, it's very nostalgic. A lot of people, myself included, grew up watching this. It's what started the whole teenage Iron Man thing being more popular. I know The Crossing technically did it first, but I think they'd be remiss to not add it, but I don't think it's more than likely going to be added because of how traditional of an Iron Man suit it is. The only really, I guess, unique standout is the helmet.
They could do a Spider-Man thing where, like, you know how like some suits have like different like shading or like a different like how they did like the comic suit or like the Spider-Verse suits or the manga-verse, remember?
That
Like,
would
try
be
to do something
interesting,
like that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, and then
I
Armored
can't say the
Adventures
same
Mark 2.
for Mark II. It's I like this one more than the first one, but the first one's a little bit more iconic in terms of like people's receptions to Armored Adventures. So I'd say like meh.
Yeah, meh.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we
This
have
one.
Avengers Assemble. I grew up watching Avengers Assemble. I liked Avengers Assemble when I was a kid. Not as much as like EMH, but I still really liked it. I like the season 1 armor because he looks like he's doing the Giga Chad phase, and I like it that he's like really buff. But I doubt any of the Avengers Assemble suits. Season 1, season 2, season 3 and or season 4 and 5 because that's 4 because he uses this in season 2 and 3. But season 4 and 5 and Spider-Man 2017, I doubt any of the Disney XD ones will be added to the game at all. So I'd say like nah, hell nah on all of these, honestly, unfortunately. As much as I love season 1 through 3 suits.
Honestly, I'm going to give Avengers Assemble maybe like a meh because for a while there that was a very popular like merchandise for Iron Man around, you know?
Yeah.
I would give that one a meh maybe. But the others, yeah, those are definite
I
hell
think the
no's.
season 2 one is a little bit more marketable and has been seen a little lot more than the season 1 armor. Because it's more traditional. It's what you think of for Iron Man. Was like season 1, 4, and 5 are just not really thought of that much.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now we have
Iron Man and his praising friend.
Iron Man and his amazing friends. It'd be funny to see this, but I doubt it. Honestly, I highly doubt it. I'd put it in meh.
Mm-hmm. Now we're on to the 90s.
Let's just go by organic. It's the suit he wears at the end of the 90s Iron Man show. I doubt it. I doubt it. The modular kind of overshadows this a lot because that's, of course, the thing you think of with 90s Iron Man. So I'd say, like, hell nah.
Yeah, I agree. Also, the reason why the '90s Iron Man, like I know it's kind of like dumb explaining, but just because you never know, the reason why that's not here is because it literally is just an adaptation of the modular suit. Yeah, there's some slight differences between both model sheets of it, but it's still the modular, just animated.
Correct. Now we'll get to Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I think season 1 is a suit you kind of associate with E-Mitch a lot more than season 2. So I'd say maybe on the E-Mitch season 1 armor and like meh on season 2.
I agree with that. That's fair.
So then we have the next Avengers armor. A lot of people like this. A lot of people really like that it has green lights on it, and I can't lie and say I don't hate it. It's not my personal thing, but I think it's neat, and I like the armor design in general. I do have a little funny
This is.
story about this suit.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's this. So I first watched this right after, because the first Iron Man movie was like the first real movie I actually watched, right? And I was a little kid, and of course, you being a kid, you don't really have a really high attention span, or you're really paying attention to the plot or anything. So I did not know that Tony Stark and Iron Man were the same person until I watched this movie where Tony revealed himself to be Iron Man, and I was like, oh, that's Iron Man. Like I found out when the kids found out in Next Avengers, so that's pretty silly. So
I wouldn't say it's silly. I think it adds on to the moment. Like it's a very very cool thing. Um, I hold this movie very dear to my heart. I am a Lionsgate Marvel fan. I do love those old Lionsgate movies. It's what I grew up on, and especially Avengers: Heroes of Tomorrow's version of Iron Man. I do love this suit. Um, I think it's very awesome how what could have been Tony's last fight, he just went down as Iron Man, as what the movie called him, the Knight. And it's a very cool thing. I love the green color. It's truly awesome, and I'd love to see this, but I would say this is definitely a meh. Like you never know.
uh, I have to unfortunately agree. I would love to see this. I would love to see this in the game just to reference it. It's a lot of people like it, but again, it's doubtful because of how kind of I don't want to say obscure because of how popular it's gotten, but yeah. All right, next we have the armor from Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel. This is just
Obviously,
Avengers Assemble Season 2, but with more blue on the mouth, I think. Or more black on the mouth, rather. I'd say hell no.
oh, all right.
I'm sorry. It's just
No, we hold on. We should have put Phineas' suit from that movie in this and put it in obvious.
the beak, bro.
Yeah, the beak.
Beak. Oh my gosh, that'd be silly. That would actually be really silly to have. So I won't lie, that would be awesome. But no. Right, then we have the suit from the Iron Man, Hulk, and Spider-Man team up short on YouTube. I would like to see this, but unfortunately, I think it's a meh because it's again pretty obscure.
I agree.
It's the same thing with the Heroes United Hulk and Captain America suits from those little movies. They would be nice. I grew up watching those movies, but again, I think it's meh. Plus, the one in the Captain America one is just literally the Mark 6, just with a different helmet and like some changes. So
Speaking of movies that growing up with, may I get
we're gonna go into these.
that one and an Invincible Iron Man.
Okay.
All right, but let's first start with Ultimate Avengers because that is what first started. And this, the Ultimate Avengers Iron Man version 6.7. Yes, that is the model number of this one from the movie. And this is my be all end all favorite Iron Man design out of any media, any movie, any cartoon, anything. This is it. This is my default look for Iron Man.
It's also
and
if
I
the
love
Ultimate
this one.
Iron Man design was good.
All right, pipe it down, JT.
Okay.
But you're not wrong by that either, because the design behind this one was what if we did take that techie look of like the modern era Ultimate and combine it with like the classic Iron Man armor, and this is what you get out of it. And I think it is a, excuse me, it is a, oh, excuse me again, oh my goodness, it is a very perfect look with that. They get the idea and design down to a T. Unfortunately, however, because it is a lot more generic than some other suits, like it doesn't really stand out much. It is just your typical Iron Man suit. I would say this would be in the meh, as much as it
I
hurts me to
I
say
would
this.
have to agree. I love that movie. It is a really good movie. I would also agree that it'd probably be in meh, as much as that hurts to say.
And unfortunately, so does the Ultimate War Machine suit as well. Which
Yeah.
this, I love this War Machine suit. I love the color. It's a bit greenish. It's a bit greenish gray. I think it's really cool. I love the yellow lights on it. Clearly, this image does not show, but it does have yellow lights instead of the typical like red or even blue, which I like for War Machine. I think it's very cool. But yeah, that's another meh. And more coming to the list is the Lionsgate Invincible Iron Man 2007 animated film. I know not many people really care for that film. Yes, I know the animation doesn't really hold up, kind of. And I know the models are jank. However, this was the movie that got me into the character. This was the Iron Man movie that I grew up with and I loved. And these were the suits that paved the way for one of my favorite like ideas of an Iron Man armor. So, starting with this one, the one that JT is currently hovering over, this is the lava armor. Very loosely inspired off of both the Pentagon and the Extremis suit. It has a lot more gold on the leg. It has a bit of gold on the side. Actually, I think this is loosely inspired off of the Model 20, if I'm not mistaken, because it has more of that design in it.
Oh yeah.
But I like this one. I really do. But again, it's another meh because it's so similar to other. Excuse me. It's so similar to other ones that it just wouldn't really make sense to put it in as its own thing. Plus, that movie's basically forgotten about by now, so like, yeah, it hurts.
Yeah. I was like half paying attention. I'm so sorry. What you said? Meh.
Yeah, meh.
Okay.
Next is the aquatic armor, or the aquatic model from the movie, which I love. This is basically like the classic aquatic suit, a little more modernized, and actually, I would argue a little more accurate to like older style deep sea dive suits because of the way how the arms are. And I do like the helmet shape on this. I will admit the glass is a little funky, but I do enjoy what it is. And I like this one, but it's another meh.
Yeah.
And last but not least is the Iron Knight suit. This movie's interpretation of the Mark One. However, it is not the Mark One because Tony has been making these suits. It's a whole spiel. I don't want to get into it, but I love this as a Mark One-esque design. And one thing about all three of these suits from the Invincible Iron Man is that they are all huge. They're all big pieces of machinery, which I love to see for Iron Man. I think that's a really cool design aspect, and I like this one. It holds a very special place in my heart. But it's another meh, as much as it hurts. Yeah.
Right. I think all we have
Oh,
left
we
for.
forgot Spidey Amazing Friends.
Oh yeah. Also, I'd say meh as well because it kind of fits in the same category as Iron Man and his awesome
Yeah.
friends. So yeah. We have a few more left in the animated category. I think all we have left
All right.
is, I think, Rise of Technovore, because we didn't include the anime Iron Man or Disc Wars because those were all based off MCU suits. I forgot to put Dio on here, but that's just like a blue and silver Extremis. That would probably be in like Hell Nah or Meh.
Yeah.
But Rise of Technovore, I'd put it in Meh as well because that is a very niche movie. It is a pretty MCU based suit, albeit it is different, but it's Meh. Unfortunately, I'd say it's a good movie. I'd recommend watching it.
It,
And Matt Mercer, I think, is a really good Iron Man voice. Also, Norman
oh,
Reedus is
Matt.
in that movie as Punisher. That's funny. So
That's great. All right. So we got now video games.
video games, yes, that is actually the last thing before we get into the MCU, which we wanted to save for last because we know that's a really popular medium. Um, so let's go ahead and knock this out. We want to start with stuff that was in Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Let's get the Iron Knight out of the way. I'd say loosely inspired off of because it's a knight armor.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Although I do really like the Iron Knight for Marvel's Avengers, but that's just because I like Iron Man as a knight. So,
yeah, agreed. Then
all
we have
right,
the makeshift armor, which is the suit you first use when you get Tony back into the Avengers in that game. I like this for the novelty that he has it scattered around his house, but I don't know why the suit we are going to be talking about later, he didn't just have that. But I'd say just because it's Tony loosely inspired off of, because it's
yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
just
kind of like a
Tony.
test flight. It's like the test flight from the
Right,
MCU.
it's a minimalist Tony, and that's what Rivals. That was something I really wanted Rivals to do was a minimalist armor Tony. I didn't think they'd actually just go straight Tony in the game. I'm very happy for that. So, but I think they would. It would be a good idea to base something off this, and make it better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And next we have the Star Boost armor.
The
I'm
Starburst
gonna
armor.
we're gonna put a Starburst. Yes, flavors. We're gonna put the MCU one probably here as well. Let's just go ahead and find that and put that there. I don't think they'd
Yeah.
actually put these in like 1-to-1, but the novelty of a space armor would be nice. So then we have the prototype armor, which is a suit I think you said you really like.
Oh yeah. I used the gold and red color for prototype. A very scuffed looking Iron Man. I think it'd be really cool to have in this game as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, I would like to see it too, but it's mostly gonna be inspired off something like this. I don't think it's gonna be 1-to-1. Um, Next we have the ray gun. Hell nah. Same with Polaris.
I was really hoping that you would just be like, now we got ray gun. Straight to
Yeah,
obviously.
I tortured him earlier when we were setting this up. I tortured him over it because he really did not want to add it, but I insisted we did because I want to include every single Iron Man suit we possibly could that Tony made. Uh, yeah, both of them. Hell no, not even like loosely inspired. Just hell no. Solaris,
Mhm.
if you didn't have that color palette, I'd say inspired off of, but just hell no.
It's like the 42 at Mark 42 at home. Let's see what's next.
Wakandan Stealth. This is a Black Panther Wakandan styled Iron Man suit. I don't like this design, but I think the idea is there. I'd say loosely based off. What do you think?
Oh hey, I do agree with that. I think it would be really cool to have a Wakandan or a Black Panther style Iron Man. But someone on Twitter already used your thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it right now. I'm replying to some people that are using the tier list we posted. By the way, quick aside, we posted this tier list to Twitter because while we did use this for like suits we want to see in the EA Motive Iron Man game, we made this to be like a general thing for people to use just to rank every Iron Man suit that is well, we're still updating it to like try to be that has existed. There are some suits that we've missed. We will be updating this to have more, and you all can make your own. I will put the link to it in the description of this video for you all to make your own. But yes, yeah.
Have fun, folks, and try not to kill each other with your opinions.
Yes. What's next? Oh, Sunny Days. Again, it's a minimalist Tony. I don't like it, but it would be nice to see like a summer Tony inspired off it. Rivals, please let Tony be almost naked. I know that sounds very,
Whoa!
very, very weird. I know, but I like Tony. I kin him. I know that sounds weird,
Oh, you like Tony?
bro. But
Sorry.
no, you're good. But it would be nice to see something inspired off that.
Yes.
What's there? Oh, the iconic armor, the most popular design from Marvel's Avengers. I can't forget this. I would say meh on it. I know some people like it. I'm kind of whatever on it personally. I'm just not a big fan of like some of the gold placement or the helmet particularly. So I'd say meh personally.
Yeah, I can get behind that too. Sorry. Ooh, grape
What
water.
else? What else is there? Oh yeah, Stark Tech. Hell no.
Ah!
Bad, bad, bad. Terrible. Uh, Now I think we got all the Marvel's Avengers ones out of the way. I want to go ahead and go over the Fortnite ones. I didn't
Yeah.
include every Fortnite one here because some are either adapting a suit or is a suit. Like the classic, the Prime, and the Mark III and the Mark 45. Those are all just adaptations or just the specific suits. Prime makes me mad a little bit because it looks nothing like the Model Prime, but I wanted to just only include Alpha, Ultimate, Iron Man from the Battle Pass, and Iron Man Zero because these are all technically original designs. I know some people think that the first Iron Man skin, the Tony Stark skin, where he has a built-in emote and turns into the suit, that's just the endgame armor. I disagree. This is one of my favorite designs for Iron Man ever, and it fixes the end game armor for me personally. If the end game armor looked like this, it'd be my favorite MCU Iron Man design. Probably my favorite Iron Man design of all time, but Fortnite beat him to the punch. Uh, Iron Man Zero is very bulky. I'd say I wouldn't put it in busting because it's the size enough. It's sized enough so you can like actually probably use it in just like standard mode. And then Alpha and the Fortnite's version of Ultimate, I do not count this as an adaptation of Ultimate because this is just no. I'd probably say all of these are meh. Unfortunately, as much as I
Except
love,
Ultimate, just put fucking Ultimate in hell nah because I
yeah,
hate that
put the
one.
Ultimate in hell nah. But like these, I doubt. Same with Iron Man VR. I would love to see the Iron Man VR suit in
Impulse armor.
the game because it's from my favorite video game of all time. It's a really, really cool armor, but again, it's probably meh. Then we have the Cosmic Invasion one. I doubt it will be added because this is just the modular, except more modernized, so I put it in meh. Same with like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This a lot of people mistake this for just being Extremis, and it is Extremis inspired, but it's not. You can tell it's not Extremis if you actually look at the suit and are artistic about Iron Man like we are. And then MVCI, again, this is one of my favorite designs for Iron Man ever, but it's probably meh.
One of your favorites to play around with on modeling and stuff too. Or
Yes, it is that and the Fortnite, like the original Fortnite ones. Actually, all the Fortnite ones, I love to experiment with and like change around. Um, so I would like to see them because I just love their looks, but unfortunately, I don't see them getting added. Same with the MUA 3 Iron Man. I don't really fiddle around with this a lot, but I have used it for a couple things. It's an okay design, but I doubt we'll see that. Marvel Nemesis, hell nah. No one I know no one who likes that game. I've seen only people talk about it and like give like, oh, we like the general idea of it, but we don't like it. So I put it in hell nah.
this Iron Man. So, the one thing I do like about this Iron Man is like sometimes he has like the eyes in the like you know what I mean, like the glowing eyes in the
Yes.
eye sockets. Yeah, that's cool. I do like that.
Mm-hmm. And all the Midnight Sun stuff. I doubt we'll see the Iron Knight and the default armors from Midnight Suns. Mainly the default one, I definitely doubt we'll see because that's just a modernized version of modular. I think in Iron Knight, there are much better knight designs than that, unfortunately. I know this has its fans, but I doubt it will be added. Now, the actual suit they used to market the game, the black and gold one, I can see them adding this. I don't think it'd be like a whole maybe, but I think it would be neat if they inspired like a magic suit where it's like implemented in some way. So I'd say this.
Yeah.
Then we have Marvel Mystic Mayhem. Again, same thing. It'd be I would love to see that like get added because I really like the design, but I don't see it making its way fully in. Then we have the Mark 91, I think it's called. It's just his default design. Yeah, from Togon. The default design he has from Togon.
Togon is the Mark 782, a reference to the Gundam Dash 782. I'm a Gundam fan.
I would really like to see this. No, you're good. I would really like to see this because it's a really cool design for Iron Man. But unfortunately, I think it would more than likely be inspired to be making its own Gundam suit. So I'd probably put it in here.
Yeah.
And then
this is really sad. Look,
What?
Sorry, I was gonna say, look at how little we have an obvious. Like, oh man.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but we're trying to make this as like realistic as possible.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of realism, I do not see any of the Rivals designs being added to EA Motive's game at all because now Samurai, I'd see them getting inspired off it. Same with what we were talking about with Shogun earlier, but I doubt. Look at that. Same with the Iron Mariner. Uh, I would like to formally call out Iron Spence. I love you, man, but shut the fuck up. I love this. This used to be my main skin from the game. I like the sounds. I like that he has helmets on his shoulders. I like his hat. The only thing I do not like about it is his hair being white. Everything else is cool. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm giving you the finger right now, dude.
You almost made me spit out my drink, dude.
But no. I love you, Spence. You're a chill guy. Shut up. Shut up. But same goes for Bledage and Big Shot Tony. I'd like to see like a dark magic knight skin and like a minimalist or just no armor Tony at all in the game, but I doubt like the exact things will be added. And then Rivals, it would be nice to have just Iron Man's like default design, but I'd see meh for that. Now then, we are at the final stretch for this list. We have reached the MCU stuff. And I don't want to say, unfortunately, it's the most popular version of Iron Man, but it is because the movies are pretty accessible. I don't think. Did you get every MCU suit from the Marvel Cinematic Universe? You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Considering how similar some of these are to comic designs, like the Mark 1, most of these will be either in meh or hell nah. But some of them, like the Mark 3 here, this is obvious. This is the movie Iron Man suit, a lot of people say. Same with, I'd say, probably the Mark
85.
85. I think 85 isn't as obvious, but I'd say most likely.
Well,
for
with
the
how
85.
like no, I would say obviously because like let's look at the last times it appeared. It appeared in mobile games. It appeared in Marvel's Avengers. It appeared in Marvel Rivals. You know, it appears in a lot of stuff. It is the most recent MCU appearance of Iron Man, and it was one that had a lot of fans, a lot of people behind it. So I'd say it's a pretty obvious choice to put.
I kind of
But
agree.
most likely would I don't know. Yeah,
It would be nice to see like a style of it with the Infinity Gauntlet, because
it would.
I have yet to see a. Only Rivals has done this. Only Rivals has done it with the Infinity Gauntlet with the helmet on, and it looks so cool. But you can only see in the MVP. I want that to be an option on the skin. NetEase, please let me play as that in the game where I can have the Infinity Gauntlet out and just flex it. It'd be so cool. But
Where it almost like let me play as the Iron Man that almost died, like almost died from this thing, or dies from this thing. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to zoom
but
in
like
a
you're
little bit more
saying,
because I can't see the mark numbers on these pictures. So
for some reason it's like out of labeled for I don't know why, but
yeah.
all right. So let's put Mark 1 in probably loosely inspired, or like meh or something.
Yeah, I'd say meh, just because. No, I'd put loosely inspired because they could totally like if they didn't do the first appearance Iron Man, they would probably make like a modernized version of, or a more
Or like a
streamlined
more
version of
like
that.
yeah. Mark 2, which is for some reason like look, it's for I know what it's doing. It's in like the number categories of like
Oh
one and
yeah,
then
ew,
yeah.
ew, ew, ew.
So
Those are bad. I'd
yeah. So,
say most likely or maybe, just because I think the Mark III is just kind of obvious, but the Mark
green
II,
color.
yeah, I'd say maybe. What do you think?
And then next we got Mark. Yeah, I do agree with the maybe. Because people I do know the people who like the Mark II. They like the silver. Now Mark IV. Not as popular as the Mark III, although I do know people who do prefer it over the Mark
Like
III.
me, I do.
Yeah.
I like it more because my complaint with the Mark III is I think it's too round in some places. I definitely could see where they were going with it. Because the suit was designed by Adi Granoff, if I'm not mistaken. He helped design it, and it's very much inspired off the look of a car with how rounded it is, the sounds it makes when it gets like put together. But it's too round. And this one making it a little bit more angular and metal looking and less like just the metal you'd see on a car. I prefer the Mark IV. I'd say maybe on this, but considering how some people confuse this with the suit from the first movie, I don't think it's as like obvious or likely.
Yeah. Mark V, which is right there.
Again, I would say maybe. I know this was in Marvel's Avengers, and a lot of people love the suit because it's a suitcase that can turn into an armor. I would love to see this in the game because I love how this looks and how it functions. But I doubt it'll be most likely. I say maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
However, the Mark VI, on the other hand.
Oof. This is, if I'm not mistaken, the only game this exact suit has been in is Marvel Heroes Omega, or just Marvel Heroes,
And technically Iron Man 2, the video game.
and Disc Wars, if you really want to count that.
No.
I'd say maybe again because there's a lot more popular triangle arc reactor suits that they could add. So
Yeah, but I will say adding the Mark VI would be nice because of the silver bits on it. I think the silver bits do help kind of differentiate it a little
it
bit.
would, yeah. Mark
Now the Mark
7,
VII, which
I'd
uh,
say
it's been kind of creeping up. It's been in a lot of games. Surprisingly, it's been in Superhero Squad Online. It's been in Marvel's Avengers. It's
yeah.
been in now Rivals.
It was in
I'd say
Heroes. Wait, did you already say Heroes Omega?
no. I did not say Heroes or
Well,
Mega.
it was in Heroes Omega if I'm not mistaken. And I again say I would say maybe because it's again very similar to other MCU suits, and I think they would probably want to go for differentiation in their slots. So yeah,
Okay, now we're getting on to the stinker, which right there, I think we have the Mark 8 and 9 are right there.
here and
So might as
here.
well just put yeah, those are it.
Yeah, hell no.
Hell no, hell no, and then 10, hell no.
10, hell no. A lot again. This is where we're gonna get
Okay.
into like a lot of hell no's. Now, some of them like Heartbreaker and Hot Rod. I would like to see these. I'm not too crazy on Heartbreaker's design. Hot Rods I really like, but you can tell this was meant for War Machine originally. But Tony was like, "Nah, I keep it for myself." I'd like to. I'd like to see something loosely inspired
Lucy
off of.
inspired up, yeah.
And then the Heartbreaker is kind of meh.
I'd like to put Sneaky and Nightclub in Met as well because those are two really unique and cool looking suits from the Hall of Armors.
Agreed.
Hmm. Uh, let's see.
Midas,
Midas. I would also kind of put Midas somewhere up there.
I
Yeah.
would put it in loosely inspired because it's an all gold suit, and I would like
Hmm.
to see that. But then again, there is the Model One gold, so.
Yeah.
But regardless,
Uh,
Red Snapper.
Red Snapper, Striker.
Okay, I would put Striker and Red Snapper in loosely inspired off of because it'd be neat to see a gameplay mechanic when you had to like put pieces of an armor on it. Where is Striker? I would also put Gamma up there too because it's technically the same category.
Mhm.
But and this one where it's like a paw. Any with the weird, funky, like grabby stuff. Igor busting.
Gosh,
Uh,
busting. Striker's next to Disco,
yeah, I think I agree with
or
that.
as my friends like to call it, the fucking Florida Gator suit for why.
Bones again. It'd be neat to see something where like it could detaches and then hits people.
Where is it?
42. Wait, Bones.
No, not Bones. 40. Mark 40 itself. I think Shotgun.
Oh,
I think
shotgun.
Shotgun would be cool to have.
Yes, again.
Mhm.
Would be nice to see an armor with speed, but I don't know if it's gonna get its own skin or not.
Yeah.
Same with Hammerhead. Uh,
Hmm.
Silver Centurion, the MCU one. I know a lot of people like this. I'll put it in a meh. Uh, 42 and 43, I'd say maybe. just because they're very similar. I'm still salty that Marvel's Avengers did not do a reskin as a separate skin
Because
for it of the 43, because the 43
the
is my favorite
42.
MCU armor.
Yeah.
But
I was
what,
gonna say, what? What?
what were you gonna say? It sounded like you were gonna say something.
Make sure to follow his Twitter. That's
Yes.
all I got.
Make sure to follow his Twitter. I stole his joke. Make him feel better.
Oh, come on! You didn't have to bring that up during this.
Yeah, I'm doing it, buddy. I'm doing it. Here, let's go ahead and just
Bucko.
throw most of these.
Let's get all those sting. Okay,
Yeah.
put blue steel in like meh, please, because I do like blue steel.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I agree. I know a lot of people that like blue steel a lot too.
Florida Gators, bro.
Florida Gator, I'd put in meh just because I kind of like it.
Oh, come on.
I like the Florida Gator, man. I like disco. It's very nice.
All right. Now we're on to the last. Oh my goodness, last 5 or last
Yes.
6.
Wait,
Yeah,
yeah, last 6. All right.
All right. So okay. Let's do the actual Mark 45, and then we'll get on to this fucking thing. All right. So Mark 45. It appeared in Fortnite. That's it. I know you don't care for this. I do. Yeah, I like it, but I think it might get overshadowed by the 43 and the 46 that we'll talk about in a bit. So I think this is going to be in meh.
Yeah, this is my second least favorite Iron Man suit in the MCU because I just think it's kind of all over the place on its design, and I don't know, it's not my favorite.
Now, this thing, the Mark 45B, was designed by the concept artist for the MCU, Ryan. I can't say his last name correctly. This is the Disney Park animatronic suit. I think the France one, right?
Yes.
And it is the design of it is also apparently in a Disney hotel in New York. Hell nah. This one's really weird. It's like a weird fusion thing, man. I don't know how to describe it. Now we're on to the Civil War, the Mark 46.
I would say maybe, just because it's very popular. Same with the Homecoming one, because I know a lot of people like this one more than this one. Because this one...
Well, I do. So.
Yeah.
But not for the reason you think.
For those that don't know, obviously Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man. That's very apparent. It's very public. So Marvel Studios were kind of iffy on letting Iron Man be in the movie because, you know, it's owned by Sony and they didn't want it to be potentially they own an aspect of Iron Man. So they're like, okay, what can we do to keep Iron Man in his suit and have it like just kind of stay in that little bounds of Sony's legal department? They took the one from Civil War, the first Iron Man suit to ever be in a Spider-Man movie, and then retextured it to look like the Ultimate design. They just slapped it into Homecoming and Far From Home. And I like it. I think it's a lot better than the Civil War design. Because I think it's if the Ultimate armor looked cool, personally. And yeah, I just really like it. And I would like to see this. And I'm also remiss that they didn't add this as like a color swap to the 46 in Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, I agree partially. Reason why I don't really okay, there's two sides. One, as an adaptation of the Ultimate Suit. I don't like it as an adaptation. On its own, I love it. It's great. I do prefer this over the 46.
Now we have
all right, now we're on to the 50. I know where that's going.
Okay, this is my most hated Iron Man suit in the MCU. It's my third most hated Iron Man suit of all time, right behind Ultimate Iron Man 2, which is number 1, and Ultimate Iron Man 1, which is number 2. I know that's very confusing, but I hate the Mark 50. There was concept designs where it's more akin to the Model Prime. I love that armor.
Or Bleeding Edge.
Yeah, and Bleeding Edge. And I would have vastly preferred that. And it also, unfortunately, started the weird heart-shaped, fugly-looking arc reactor that I do not like and despise. But I know some people would like it, and I know it's an MCU design, so I would say, like, maybe. I know people like this for whatever reason. What do you think?
I'd also give it a maybe. I know it somewhat has its fans.
Yeah.
I will say, here's my thing. if Iron Man has a good frame in this game, I think this suit could look a little better. Because I will admit, the reason why a lot of people, or at least my buddy Mike, who doesn't really care for the suit, it's because of the shoulders. The frame of this Iron Man does not look the best compared to like the 80, where it gave him more like bigger shoulders and a more proper frame. The 50 kind of just droops, and that's one of the things that's
Same with the
not
helmet.
helping it.
The
Yeah,
helmet looks like a sad dog alien thing.
yeah, I agree.
I don't like it. I do not like it. It's very ugly. And here we have the last suit of the tier list of suits we think should be added to EA Motive's Iron Man game. The Avengers Campus Armor, the Mark 80, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is the Mark 80.
I know this suit has its fans, people that go to Disneyland a lot, or people that are just fans of Iron Man. There's one guy I know on the Iron Man subreddit that really likes this, but I highly doubt they'll add this to the game, so I put it in meh.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do like it.
I'm
Yeah, I
very
think it's a very
sorry,
charming
guy,
suit.
that I'm forgetting the username of, but yeah, that's
That's it.
it. Yeah,
Oh, I need you to send me that image. That's great.
I shall send you
This is
it.
fun.
Yes. And with that, that is all the suits we have personally come up with what we think should be added to the EA Motive Iron Man game compared to what should not, or we don't think should, or you get the point. I'm going to turn it over to post editing, me and him. So, what do you have any final things to say in this bit of the recording?
This has been really fun. I really do enjoy this, and I look forward to if we hopefully do this again in the future because this is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Right. Back to post
And
editing
your
me.
opinions are so wrong.
I hate you.
I hate you too.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video is really long, and I know sometimes these tier list videos could be kind of the same and like kind of boring, but this was a lot of fun for me and Kier to make because, well, as you could probably tell, I haven't really posted any videos in a while. Uh, so this was a nice little kind of getting back in the groove because I like making videos, and now that I have all the time in the world during summer, I can get to work in these, and then hopefully when I graduate college this winter, hopefully I can make more, and you know who knows, maybe like make a career off it. Again, I'm not really scripting this, so I'm stammering on my words. Thank you again to user Kier. Please follow him on Twitter. He's a really cool guy. He makes really cool cosplays. I still do not agree that he likes that the ultimate suit is good. Fuck you. It's bad. And yeah. Also, if you want to see where else I'm at, I am on Twitter a lot, but I also have a Discord server. I make avatars on VRChat. I probably won't anymore because I'm kind of in a rut with that. But I do make them. So if you play VRChat, please check out my worlds and avatars because they take some time to make. But I make a lot of Iron Man stuff, and I think you guys would like it a lot because he does not get a lot of respect on the game. I don't really know much else to say. Other than thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and maybe, just maybe, you'll get a kiss from the Tooth Fairy if you're good. Goodbye.